So let's get started. Mm, so our agenda today is very important tools, Microsoft Outlook and Microsoft Excel and a shared drive. And we'll discuss with how to write down the test scenarios and test cases. So Sangam took the classes, you have homework, and when you start writing, then you will get that a lot of problems will arise and then you need to overcome, and it is best practice is as much as you can get the familiar with practice with writing and then review with us or especially with me, and then we'll correct you if there is any mismatch. But for MS Outlook is very important because every day when we go to the job and then this is our internal communication. So what will happen like project to project, developer or tester, it not like everybody will be the same place or same room or same floor. So we have offshore team, onshore team, or different places it could be. So this is like a communication is daily basis. Every 15 minutes to half an hour, you need to get a habit to get the familiar or using Outlook. So like how many email is getting, are you are aware of that, or new any project related information is posting, or any deployment or any defects is raised, a lot of things. So it is the communication channel. Nobody will ask you to use it every time, like half an hour or 15 minutes, but it is your responsibility to check very often and get familiar with this. So just 1 second, I need to bring it. My, Actually, we have Outlook here as well, but for office environment, you already know. When you open at your local, actually you will get the layout. A lot of people's already when you work, you are getting familiar, but this is the layout. But I will show you first how it look like the office environment, and then we'll discuss from here. So let's open it. One thing, just um, I think I put it here. But so it is scanned copy actually, because office any office when you work you cannot share directly from remote or somewhere. It is not allowed. But for your testing purpose, like I want to give you the real picture how office environment is look like. So here this is the Outlook when you open, and all the way left side you have a left panel, and then here you will find out your inbox. And here actually this is my customized or user customized folder name, and then you can organize your email. We will show you how to do. And you will see the send items. Suppose you might have a lot of emails daily, but yesterday you sent something and then you need to reply to all according to testing. Suppose you raise a defect and then you need to reply to all with a screenshot, maybe a developer asking for you, and then immediately if you go send items, you will find the all list or new mail. For you see inbox is here. It's difficult to see. Let me know if you can see, but as much as I will zoom it. So from here you will see inbox 6. 6 means you do have 6 unread mail, and here you have two links. One is all, and another one is unread. So that way you can sort it. Sort it like all email it will show, or you want to sort it by unread only. So both way it is depends on which page you work. And then here the drop down, we might have multiple drop downs. So sorted by date by default, sorted by name, sorted by email, or other stuff it will have. Suppose like this is our regular one. So you see here date, from, to, size, subject, type, attachment, account, importance. Those are familiar. When you click drop down, you can sort it the all mail, and then according to like that, newest to oldest. This is ascending to descending order by date. And also you saw it here, the inbox. So same thing, you can expand it, and when you click, and then if you want to pin, and then it will go permanently. But if you need more space, or when you write down the email, or reply to someone, and then if you need more space, you can click the arrow, minimize the left panel. And then here is the icon for mail, and this is for calendar. When you click here, and then calendar will pop up, and here you can click for organize your contract if you need more. So normally by default it will selected this, but if you want to see your calendar, how much meeting you have, how many meetings you have. Normally every day when you go to the office, you have a scrum meeting, and then definitely you will see the list will show you on the link. So we'll go one by one. So this is get familiar here. So you'll get the number, and then normally all the right side above of your date or Windows, when you get the email, you will get pop up immediately. But sometimes when you go to office in the morning time, and then after you leave, a lot of deployment could happen the night time, and then maybe your manager at the night time, he might send you important mail according to the testing, or according to the business rules changing. So that's why first, when you go to the office, then always um, check your email first before starting anything. Just check it, is there any important task is assigned to you or not. So this is very important, and then you need to be proactive. If you see something, and then you can, if you're not clear, then you can ask your colleague, or you can ask your manager, like, oh, okay, I got your mail, but your mail is regarding this, but I'm not clear of what actually you want. Is there any time frame by noon or by day? What is the priority? You can ask. So if, then they will aware of that. Oh, you are proactive. So don't wait for until they are come to your cube or your desk. So this is the user. It will shows here. So left panel you will get the left panel, especially under the box, all folder name you can create. This is the folder name. You can under the folder you do have folder create option. Will show you. So this is the ribbon, or it is called menu. All the way this is the tab. So we do have couple of tab is there: file, home, send, receive, folder, view, and developers tab. So by default, if when you click home tab, and then you will see all those new mail, and then reply to all, or forward, and then meeting times or meeting invitations. So all stuff you can see, and then most of the time you can check with the categorize, or address book, for getting your like list of your group. Suppose like here, this is the group name. The two means retail anti-division. That means it could be 50, 20, or 30 people average. So it is depends on how many group is there. So here you will get your all all mails who are under that group. And then suppose like this is the issue they're uh, putting there. Suppose this guy sending the from and then reply back to all, and then another reply he did. So here the list it will happen, and then when you get invitation for your meeting, it will come like that icon. So maybe I can zoom it. So you see the meeting icon displayed, and then this is the ring bell. It will show. So when you get any invitation from anyone, maybe it could be one-to-one or it could be group-wise group meeting. So it depends on, but you will see that mail, and then it will with the icon, and then when you open it, and then you do have option to accept on that menu bar, and then there is a drop down. When you click, it will give you three options. You can accept and also notify the sender. You can notify no accept but no sending any notification, like that. So you will get familiar. So it is important because every day you will get, and then definitely when you use first 1 week, and then you will get more familiar than today. So but before that, so here and here sometimes you'll see the calendar. So this calendar is defined that how busy you are today, like 2 days, how many meeting you have, what is the time frame you have, and tomorrow, and then day after tomorrow, and then so on. It will show you all the list. And then what does mean that solid and uh, step icon, like a small bar, so solid bar and dash bar. So that mean this one is accepted by you, you already accepted, and then that one is pending. Maybe it is not recommended to you, maybe you are optional. So you already saw it here. This guy has same time two meetings. One is 2:30 and 2:30. So he accept one app defect scrum, so that is important for him. That's why he accepted, but at the same time he could not able to join. That's why it was optional though. And then he just did not respond or did not accept anything, but that's why it is showing also. Even though when you get invitation, yeah, you are accept or not, it will come immediately on your calendar. So and then go to the next page. um, this is the next page, and then here I want to show you like the same as it is, but how you need to respond, like under the what is called email address, and then how you can select your mail, and then how it is displayed, so from your inbox. And then if you go to the next one, and here let me check, is that the same one is showing again and again? No. Okay. So from here, if you click, suppose like what is now, I am on not file, I'm on meeting text. Suppose sometimes you may need to create a meeting, or maybe your manager or lead, they might say, okay, can you send me a meeting, and then add to other tester as well, because you are as a senior person, you are joined over there, and then he might say to you, okay, so in that case, when you go, and then you need to click the meeting icon, sorry, meeting tab, and then under that the menu is going to be changed based on the tab, which tab you gonna be select. So here when you click meeting and then schedule assistance, this is the icon for appointment schedule, and then when you click there, and then the bottom part will open, and then on the left side, all attendees. Then all attendees means your name will come automatically, but how many people, suppose like this is your PM, and then you when you click here, and then immediately when you write down his starting last name, and then it will pop up. And then sometimes it's you need to know last name and the email address, you can add, so on. Suppose the third one, when you click, and then you can add your colleague as how many people required, or if some are required like optional wise group, you can put the group name as well. So on. And then when you click that, immediately you will see what time is best for all. So suppose like matching with my schedule, or yeah, tester user schedule, and then PM schedule. So you can find out what time both are free, or group wise all are free. So here did you see 11 o'clock, or both are free, but 12 he is not free, but that first guy is free, second guy no. So this is the time frame comparison. That way you can select the time, and all the way bottom, that is the date, and then this is the time frame. When you select, it will come automatically, or you may click drop down, and then you select the exact time, which one is free for all, or both, or multiple people. So this is the attendance also you can do. And then this is the ad room. Sometimes when you go to the office, and then every floor definitely they have multiple room for meeting room, like a scrum meeting, or one-to-one meeting, they do have. And then especially all room has their number. In that time, they can you can suppose, like if your room number is the second floor, 255, this is for scrum meeting. There is another one is 270 for scrum meeting. There is another one is 280. It could be like, I'm just putting example. So and then in that time when you click, and you may see the schedule, another schedule for the room, if at the same time another group or another people are holding or assign that room already or not, it is free or it is occupied. So those way you can see. This is also it might help you to put the schedule. And then after that, you just click the where send button. When you click the send button, it will go. And then after that, I saw it sometimes it happens. Suppose you send someone, and then you forgot to add someone, and then in that time, what you need to do, you're very quick, just double click that email from previous page, from suppose like from the left here, and then when you double click, and then it will open a meeting. And then when you have a meeting, and then after that you will see here, this is the this is your forward button. So when you click the forward button, and then you can invite that guy, especially that guy. He said like, oh, can you invite, I want to join, or maybe you might miss. So that time you can forward your meeting to him, and then he can join. He will see the details. So that that time when you click drop down or forward, and then you can send, it will pop up another window for sending the email address. And then when you enter email address, just click send button, that will done. And then after that, so this is the if you come later, and then you will see how many people accepted, how many people is not responding, or how many people is declined. So this is the another statistics. Before you start meeting, you can see that is the screen for meeting. And another one is for new meeting, like sorry, new email. So new email means under the home, when you click, and then on the left side, the new email, when you click, and then that red box, it is pop up, it is new mail, so that will pop up. So here from to CC means carbon copy. So suppose you can send your mail to your developer. Suppose you find one defect, and then you enter the developer email address, or maybe it could be multiple, 3 or 4, how many developers you might have, or specified. Suppose you need to just specify one person, you can do, and one developer, and then in the meantime you can see your manager, your lead, or maybe it could your entire team. So entire team name you can put as a CC. So CC means carbon copy. That's like it is optional for him, not you are directly sending to all. So when you are not sending specific with the team member, specify with the manager or developer, then put the two, and then CC to other one who is not required, but they acknowledge, they knows how to do that. Suppose like you can CC to your team member, you want to send someone for developing, for your developer, you can send him, and then but in the meantime you want to not inform everyone, but you can inform your teammate as a QA team member, and then CC your team member too, and then subject is going to be very specified, and then when they read the subject, and they might know what is the regarding your mail, and then just whatever is a good fit for that email. And did you see here is something is auto populate when you click, suppose like regards your name, your project name, or team name, and then your location or your email address or your extension number or your company desk phone number, that if you want to auto populate, we will show you how it will come. Otherwise, when you click new, and then it will come as empty, it will not auto populate like that. So we'll show you how it will come. And then here you can write down, and then there is the same thing. If you are familiar with the Microsoft Word, definitely you knows this is the copy paste, and then drop down, everything is here. You can put a bullet point, and then bold, you can make a color your text, and then do the attachment. Here is your attachment when you click. And after that, if it is very important, it's very big bug you find, and then definitely you can put as a importance, or maybe you can write down, suppose so in the morning time when you go to the office, and then you see your QA environment is down, and then that time you want to you enter the URL, and then you got the 500 error, or maybe some other error like server is not responding, or maybe 404 page error, and then that time you took the screenshot, and then you reply to your whole team, and then make it a importance as well, because it is blocking. You can put the site is down and make a importance as well. So that way they are using this. And then go to the next one, and here this is whatever we're talking about before, like under the signature we do have a multiple signature. Here is one, and this is another one, two list. And then if you don't have the list, by default it will show empty on the top, but you can click signature and signature. How you come? So if you come here, this is your, if you go and then okay, you go to mail, will show you, and then when you click new email, and then you see here is signature is here. When you click here, signature button, and then I do have multiple. So last time we discussed, and then this is the example. Suppose like I want to put the example on it, or you might the very first day, definitely you don't have any list on there, and then what you will do, you will click, and then you put the name. Suppose I can put Farhana, she want to put it like that, and then this is the name. So this is name already got listed, but body is empty, so nothing is designed. So here she can put like and then whatever the email address you do have, Farhana, and then this is your company name. Company could be XYZ, whatever, xyz.com, and then this is your phone number. So you can make it, and then after that, if you want to make it as a bold, your name, so you can do so. When you select, you see that you can bold and undo that, and then make it color, whatever color if you want. It is depends on. So you might change it from here, anything, and then that way you can do. So if you want to put it little nice color, definitely mostly people they're using very dark blue, not black. And then it depends on. And then when your decoration is finished and then size is finished, you might put your font size little one size more bigger. It is up to you. And then font size and font type, this is here. It is depends on. It is not mandatory, so it is depends on your choice. And then when you click OK, you will see here your email is coming. And then after that, when you click signature on your email, and then you click, this is the your name, your design, you can choose multiple. So when you click, immediately it will assigned. And then all the way above, hi team, whatever you write, and then you can put your description to, this is your to CC, and then send. When you click send, it will go. And then in the meantime, you can do attachment. Like when you click here, and then you see the location is browser location, means it will ask you for your share drive location, and then for your PC is your local location. When you click, and then you can access your folder name. And then another way, the easiest way also, how can you do, when you mm, move, and then from here, suppose I want to attach something from the folder where I want. So suppose like this is my folder, and from this location, and then I want to attach automate test plan PDF file. So what you can do, drag and drop on the body. So just drag and drop when you do, and then immediately the attachment will come. So both way, but easiest way is drag and drop. So because it is supporting, and then you need to check with the sizes as well, because if you are doing multiple files, sometimes restriction is 10 megabyte. More than 10 megabyte, you cannot able to send in a one mail, or sometimes the log file might be your developer can say, oh, okay, hey Farhana, could you please send me a log file, and then you might ask where is the location, or he will provide definitely. And then when you go to that location, and then you will see that is 43 or 45 megabyte. And then what you will do, when you drag and drop, and then it will attach, but when you send, it will fail because it will not allow definitely. And in that time, what you will do, you know already last class we check with you, and then you just right click if you have a WinZip or 7-zip, and then when you have it, and then it has a zip format, add to zip .zip. Don't use 7z or rar, because it is specified with only the software. Maybe the another guy whom you need to send him, might be he doesn't have it. He doesn't have a 7z zip file. This is freeware also. You can download from Google. 7z download, it will come 64-bit or 32-bit. And then normally my opinion is use your .zip, and then when you click .zip, and then immediately you will see under that the same file name or a folder name. If you have a multiple files, use a folder, and then when you click right click, the same way make a zip file like that, or is in a zip, and then that zip file you just drag and drop, then immediately it will come. When you drag and drop, you will see that is come here. So that is for like how you can navigate or sending mail to your team. And that is the screenshot for how you can navigate and then create more and more, or you can also edit as well. So if you have, and then you can also edit. So when you select, and then here you can edit if you need to edit that signature as well. So next time from the signature, when you click, and then it will come. So definitely if you want to modify, I'll show. So from here, and then if you click, it will come. But if you go here, and then it will show you all list, how many you have. And then in the meantime, you just modify it according to that, and then make it okay. Suppose your location is moved, or your phone number is got changed after a couple of months, then that time you can also change it according. So this is for Outlook. And another one is how you can reply to with your screenshot. So this is important. Suppose I showed you how to attach, but if you need a screenshot, so suppose when I click and then I saw the page is not loaded, it is showing internal server error. So that screenshot you want to take it. So in that time, uh, mm, Windows has every Windows nowadays it is coming with the sniping tools. So it is called sniping, SNI if you write, and then immediately it will come. So when you click sniping tool, and then immediately it will come. Suppose this is my page, and then I want to a screenshot, and then make a screenshot there, and then you can also highlight your port number or URL, or some specified if you want any error message. So suppose you want to pointing out, you can do. If you don't like, if it is, and then you can remove from your eraser. This is your eraser, this is your highlighter. So and then this is your pen. So pen, sometimes if you need to arrow something, make it arrow like that, because it is hand by hand you need to do, it will not goes very smooth. But sometimes the third party software, paid software company might use, and then like a Snagit and some other software they might use, and then you can get familiar also. Thus it is in GUI options, you just explore by yourself, immediately you will know how to do that. Or if you don't, then you can get help from your colleague, because that is particularly did not use it. It is not recommended to use the paid version, but definitely get familiar with the free one, which one is coming Windows. And then here, when you put like that, and then it is ready, and then after that you can save as well, save as. When you do save as, and then it is asking the location, you can put under the documents, the create a new folder for a screenshot. And then when you put screenshot, and then after that you can not host, sorry. So and then under the documents, when you write, and then you go over there, capture, put as a date. So it is best practice, because otherwise you might forget, before what date, when I find out this defect, you might forget. Maybe the same thing it happens, or the tomorrow you will see and there is another one, but some other defect is there. So keep it file name as a date format. It is good practice. And then time also, if you have a multiple, and then you can put 1 2 3 something like that, 01 02, or you can put before that you can put the name as it is. Name means what is the error, like okay, set is down, right? Set is down. So like that. So like with that problem, when people see the attachment, and then or even if you want to attach, then you will know what is that used for. So when you save it, and then immediately if you come here on your text, sorry, on your text box, or your mailbox body, and then when you come here, let's see, so screenshot here, and then immediately if you go there, and then you'll see here, and then you just attach it, and then you will see it is not displaying like whatever it is showing here under the mail. So it is coming as a attachment. So people need to double click, and then they will see. But if you want to attach it inside the body, so there is a two way you can attach inside the body screenshot, or you can attach as a file. So there is the one way, drag and drop, or from the attached file, you can do the same way. go to the location you already knows, and then from here the quick access, that the shortcut key. Always remember, if you have a lot of folder, you don't need to drag and drop. Just start with the keys, first character, like screenshot is your folder name. So when you start with S, and then immediately it will display how many folders you have. This is another shortcut. So when you click here and then open it, it will open, and then select the file you can attach. So drag and drop you can do as well, but let's go to the original one. How can I attach as a picture inside the body? So what you need to do, you need to, when you take the screenshot and then put the points on highlights, and then after finish you click copy from right click and then select copy, and then after that you go to the your position where you want to do, write down something, and then after that control V or right click here and then paste, and then you see your picture is there, and then immediately your cursor will be all the way bottom right, and then you enter, and then it will start typing something whatever you need. So this is important also, how you can attach. So I saw it with a lot of newer when they go to the office, and then they got this types of problem, and then this issue you cannot ask your colleague. If you ask immediately your colleague, and then immediately they will know, oh, you don't have any experience, you don't know even Outlook, how you have experience? So those types of question make you like very uncomfortable. So that's why we wanted to know. Just keep practice on it, but definitely you will not see, because the server, what is called SMTP server, like internal server for mail channels, mail channel server is not established. So that's why you will not get your mail here. But definitely you are familiar with the Gmail. But always remember, when you are at office, never ever open your Gmail from your laptop. Don't use, don't. It is better to don't go to gmail.com at all. Don't use your personal, even though it is not company related. Don't use it. Don't open it, because everything is monitored. And then don't try to send or copy. It is company rules. Every company. This is very strictly prohibited. A lot of people got fired even. Even my companies also happens to this guy copy something, and then he attached, and then immediately next day uh, he did not show up, and definitely some higher management they inform, and then he got immediately got fired. So always remember, don't use at all. So you can Google it, definitely you can Google it, but don't use Gmail, your personal mail. So after that, this is now um, overall, if you are get familiar this, and then definitely you will not feel very new on Outlook. But if you have at your desktop or laptop, if you have an office package, then and then open the Outlook again, and then try to do yourself like a signature, or some practice. You can do that immediately. And another one I wanted to inform you. So suppose you can do under the insert. You saw there is a lot of symbol or table. You might need calendar or picture insert. You can do that from here. And after that, this one is not that useful. Option is not that much, but definitely text format it will come. You can find out. But one important things I wanted to share. Um, why it is here is not showing even. Um, I want to check it. Sometimes people are not seeing that all the right side. Did you see here on my local, my right side? I don't have any calendar. But when I showed you um, from my screenshot, did you see the calendar is showing here? So calendar is by default. It might not show you here. So you need to bring it from your Excel. So from actually from your screenshot, uh, you will see here uh, there is send, receive, folder, and review and developer. The tab is defined, then mine local one, right? Because mine one is not set up SMTP. I don't have SMTP server for my local. It is they have a different server. So under that, when you have the view tab, and then over there you have the calendar option. When you click, immediately it will come on the right. When you unselect, it will go away. So that way I will I can say showed you maybe I might need to update this, but just remember this, under that view tab you will see the calendar option is available there. So you can put calendar all the way bottom, all the way right, or left. So they have option. Just select which one is appropriate for you. So my personal settings is I like it on the right side. It is upon to you. So this is overall like Outlook access. And any question? Anybody? You got it? Um, or you need to discuss little more? I believe it's let me know. Everything is clear now. How you can handle and familiar, because it is very useful and daily basis tools. Every day, every hour, you will work on it, and you'll get more familiar. Okay, and that's for Outlook. Let's get continue with the Excel, because Excel is a lot of companies they might use for HPALM. It is a project management or defect or test case repository, we can say. But sometimes they might use different tools. So Rally is out there, and other third-party tools, Test Director or some other tools might be they use. But very commonly, still Microsoft Excel is very popular for writing a test cases. Especially in software industry, a lot of test cases maybe they use also Microsoft Word format, but it is now is very few, but mostly it is easy to use Microsoft Excel file for manipulating your test cases, and then put all together. They can count how many test cases in one place, and then they find out how many pass, how many fail. But in from your ALM, HP ALM, definitely it is not that easy. We'll go another lab class also how it look like Microsoft. Sorry, Hewlett Packard HP product. ALM right now it is calling ALM 12 or 12.5 is running. They starting from version 11. Before that it was QC Quality Center. So this is the HP HP Quality Center Hewlett Packard. Before HP it was Mercury. This is the background history. Mercury Interactive was the company, and then they sell to uh, Hewlett Packard, and then Hewlett Packard own it. So Hewlett Packard has a lot of software for software industry for performance testing. HP Load Runner or Performance Center. HP Performance Center is out there. So those are very good vendor for those. But still, you need to write down the test cases in Microsoft Excel. So based on that, I saw it. There is if you know a lot of techniques for um, handle your text or use your formula or use your shortcut on your Excel, and then you might save a lot of hours of work. Suppose if you are not good, maybe same work you might need 6 to 8 hours. Who are good the technique, and then he might complete this 1 to 2 hours. Uh, so that's good to have it, and then keep practice on it, definitely. And then so first thing I wanted to tell you, when you open it, and then same, this is the tab, and then this is your menu ribbon. the ribbon menu, and then from here you might see there is a arrow is there. So if you need more space when you work, you don't need at all the menu, and then you might hide for temporary. If you want again, and then you can click from there. So if you click from there, and then definitely it will come, and then when you click, and then immediately it will show, but if you come again it will disappear. So in that case, when you if you want to do permanently, then click the menu, and then you see here is the one pin ribbon. On the ribbon there is a pin is there. So if you click the pin, and then immediately it will come permanently. And then if you come again on your cell, and then it will see it will not going away. So and also this is your tab. So suppose if you need, you can write down test cases or test scenarios. Test scenarios. So if you write down the test scenarios, not here actually, I wanted to write down the test scenarios on the tab. So tab name, if you want to do that, then what you need to do, you can right click, not double click also you can do same, but I wanted to show you another way. So when you hover the mouse on the tab, and then you click rename, and then it is ready for editing. Now you can write down whatever you want. So scenarios, and then you write down here like this scenarios. But yeah, if you want to, the another way, if you want to do, then mouse over, double click. When you double click, and then you can do so, and then it got by default all selected. If you want to modify some characters, maybe typo, or if you want to make it camel case, that means each and every text is going to be separated by capital and small letters. So that is a good practice. Write down everything as a camel case. It is called camel case. Every word is starting with capital letter. So and then if you move, and then it got click, and then immediately you will see that when you right click, you can also do your color, like tab color. So this is your tab color when you go, because right now one is selected, it will not see that much. So another is I'll show you how it is affecting. Before that, go to next sheet. You see the plus sign. When you click, it will immediately come, and then immediately you saw it. Your unselected tab is showing as a color. So that way you can make it as a color also. So same thing. So suppose you need to screenshot, make it a screenshot for inside there in your Excel sheet. So you have a defect list, or maybe screenshot you need. So you can put as a screenshot here on under the tab. This is your Excel sheet, and immediately if you write down something, suppose okay, there is a test case test case number. You can put as a test case number, and then second tab is. So I'm going through that, writing the practice with the test cases, and we'll show you the formula as well for Excel sheet, and then you will get familiar with that. So how you can handle your column and rows, and then we'll show you. So test scenario, test scenarios, or test scenario name, whatever you want to put, and then immediately you'll say the test case name, or test case name, and then test. If you need description, you can enter it, and then after that, what it's like precondition, preconditions, and then steps, right? And then what else you need? Test data, and then sometimes steps they put step number, step name. It is depends on you or your company needs. You can put it in one place, or you can put two different columns. It's up to you. And then actual results, and then status, then comments or remarks. So I would say if anyone doesn't have a good key, what is called word per minute, right? Word per minute is like a key. When you practice, if you are feeling like you are slow or slow practice, slow writing, just keep practice on it. There is a bunch of sites out there. You can practice by yourself. I would recommend it to you. Just write down at least 25 to 30. That is standard, and then you need to practice every day. If you can do 15 minutes 1 month, if you do, and then definitely you will make it close to 25. But you need to practice, otherwise you will not. Uh, free keyboard practice. So free keyboard practice, if you do, and then immediately you will see a lot of things out there. You can practice on it. You can They will how to place your finger, and then practice on it. Definitely you will go through. Just they have, you will find out bunch of site is there. Keys.com, typing.com, or free typing tutorial.com. A lot of site. Explore yourself, and then you will find out, because it will save you tons of time when you are manually writing a lot of test cases, and then immediately if you are looking your keyboard for the keys, it is not a good look like. And then immediately people also find out, oh, you are not working, you did not work that long. So just make it, it is not like you need to be very speedy, but at least average you do have. And so you will see here, when I'm still when I keep writing, and then all column sizes same, right? And but some is showing, some is not. And then how you know, you need to expand, right? So what you need to do when you're writing all headers or details more, and then what you need to do, when you move your mouse or your cursor from between two columns A to B, you see, when I close to the B, and then it is showing down arrow, same thing. But between, if I go to the close to the border, and then immediately it will show the different icon, and then there is a left right arrow, and then bar is middle. In that case, when you have this, and then hold your position, and then from your keyboard, or from your mouse, left click, or from your laptop, left click you can do from your touchpad, and then immediately you need to double click, and then it will show you whole text. It will automatically occupy how much length you have for that text. Immediately you see, immediately it is going through all the way. So that is the shortcut for resizing your columns. So that way, even though if you need more, or if you feel, oh, that is the little bigger, I wanted to make it double line, I don't mind, but I want to smaller. So that way you can do also. And then if you don't like it, same way you can go over there and drag, just left, put it all the way left. And then what will happen, just select the text, or select the all the way columns. So suppose how you can select multiple columns. So first column you select, and then from your keyboard, shift down, left shift, and then use your arrow right. And then when you go one by one, it will select all. Or sometimes why I'm recommended that, sometimes what happens is you can do drag and drop, but people are doing what, I'll show you what they do. If you go here, all the corner, and then if you drag and drop, and then you will see all are replaced. You don't want it. So what you need to do? Control Z or undo, or here undo. Undo is, you see there is a Control Z. So you go over there. So that time when you use your mouse, and then need to be cautious. That means don't use your right all the way down and then drag and drop, otherwise it will replace. So what you need to do, you can do both practice, but when you have a bold plus, and then that time you can drag and drop, you can use it. But if you are not comfortable with the mouse, then you can use your keyboard. From, so hold down your shift key, and then use your right or left arrow key. If you go left, if it is more, then you can manipulate from your keyboard. And then after that, when you select, and then you can make it color. So suppose I want to make it color as a orange color. So you can go on the orange, and then here you can click. And then if you want to make it bold, you can make it all bold, like that. Okay, and then after that, when you select this, and then it will show like that, but that grayed out, it is showing when you print it out, or if you need something, definitely always use your table. So select your cell, and then from your left, from your box, border will open. This is the border drop down. It has lot of option is there, and then you can make it line bold, and or you can make it thicker. And then if you have a whole things, if you want to all cell as a border, so you can do like that, so in that one shot. So and then after that, you can also modify. And then let's see, suppose when you work on, and then immediately they might tell you, okay, can you enter between columns another fields. Suppose uh, here what you need, scenario number, description, and then suppose they need environment, suppose Windows 7 or Windows 10, or browser, which browser you use. Maybe you need to, same test cases you need to use multiple times with different browser. That time they can use, so as a environment wise. So suppose they said, okay, or your manager said, okay, anywhere you feel, in that you feel it like, okay, I can use it before a scenario's name, the environment. And then in that case, if you want to enter between A and B columns, select your B columns, and then what you need to do, you can right click when the arrow is down, and then you select insert. And then when you insert, and then immediately it will show you here, and then you can write down environment, or you can use name browser name. So it is upon your application. And then you are writing something. So we'll go through, you are writing something, suppose like test case TC01, and then TC02, and then but somehow it got copied and drag and drop. You see here, it's not good idea to use it. So TC02, and then so on, you need to write down. But you feel bored, like, every, do I need to go all the way manually write that? Maybe you need to rearrange. Suppose one test cases is rejected, or when you write down, and then you need to delete it, and then you need to rearrange your number. In that case, what you need to do, select first one, and then also select second one. How you can select second one? The same way, shift key and the arrow down. When you select two, and then go to all the corner, when it will see, you will see the plus sign, and then go all the way down, drag and drop, just drag as much as you want. So I want to up to 10 rows, and then release. When you release, it will automatically reassign, even though if you are deleting this, suppose I'm deleting, and then uh, you need to rearrange your number, and then what you need to do. So same way, 5 is missing though. You will see again. Then drag and drop, put it there, and then immediately you will see. So a lot of time will save when if you are feeling like you need to somehow you need to rearrange, and then always remember, don't use one. Why I did not say one? If you select one and then drag and drop, and then immediately you will go, sometimes what happens is it will copy all. Suppose I will show you, somehow here is it is already is done, but sometimes what happen is TC01, TC01, everything is copied by all. So that's why it is better to use two columns. Why? Because they wanted to check it from 1 to 2, how much difference is there. So they have an internal formula, they can use it. Anyhow, and then in the meantime, same way, if you feel like, oh, okay, in the meantime, there is another negative test or another scenarios you might need to add on that rows, and then you need to enter it. So it is definitely what you need to do. In that case, here column, when you insert, we went to the top, select the column. The same way, if you enter the rows, definitely you need to go to the left side and then select that rows, and then which one, suppose you want to make it between 3 and 4, just select the bottom one and then make it insert, and then immediately all are going to be down or all below row record, and then it will make you empty, and then you need to insert this whatever you want, and then write down according to that. And then after that, same way, you can select it. So select first one, hold down your shift key, and then from your arrow down, and then drag and drop, same way. And another one, sometimes when you writing, and it is good to have one by one color to another color. So I recommended to you click this table and insert the table, go here, and then immediately you will have this the color. Did you see the color is got changed? So you can modify it. If you need more design, you can check it also. That is good to have, it is look like, and then you will not distracted, because sometimes if you are working on the tree and then you want to check the status pass or fail, and then if you have this color, you will not get distracted. It is good to have. So the point is, you just select the table and then make it color, and based on that you can make it like that. So this is the header, right? So if you want it, if you make it that way, you can modify lot of other things. Anyhow, so how under the insert, when you select first whole table with the border wise, and insert the table, and then under that you will see that color is available. And another formula is, suppose you are if you need some number, and then immediately when you select, suppose you need something, because this is not summation, this is number, but sometimes if you need to calculate something for your add something, so for summation, the total number if you need, and then you can add like that. I will tell you, suppose product. Sometimes if you need product and value, I will show you. This is product 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, and then 100, and then 200, 300, 400. And then suppose if you need a total amount, how you can calculate. So you need to calculate manually with the calculator, and then you use it. No, they have a immediate option, formula is there. So when you click, this is a total field. So here you want to show all from your values from 2 B2. This is the, what is the cell number? Is B2, right? This is column B and rows 2. So that's why it's B2. If you select here, it's B3. So from B2 to B5, you need to sum. So what you need to do, here is your formula bar, and then immediately when you start with equal sign, you write down SUM. Immediately you will see sum is there, and then put the bracket, and then number 1 and number 2. That means you can put your position. So that means B2 separated by colon B5. And then when you write down, and then immediately you will see it got selected, right? And then you just press enter. When you press enter, immediately you will see your amount is showing here. So that is also summation is good for your calculation. So there you don't need a calculator, because sometimes if you are updating your values, and then what will happen, immediately it will update your total number. It doesn't matter, you don't need to recalculate and then put it something else. So immediately it will apply, it will update according to your cell update. So definitely you will see, you will use your formula. And another one is, this is for practice purpose, I will show you. This is your January. Suppose you are writing your month name, January, JAN, January, not June, January, and then February, and so on. You want to write, and then what you need to do, you need to write down all the way December. You can use shortcut as well. So select 2 and then drag and drop. Did you see it is already is changing? And then drag and drop. Immediately Excel will fill up for you. The same way, if you want to write down the Sunday, Monday, suppose your Monday is your Monday, and then this is Tuesday. So same thing, if you select this and then go to the multiple selection, and if you drag and drop, you will see immediately it got changed. And this is the way we write down, right? And then if you write down 3 characters, there is a 3 characters also popular, and then immediately it will come like that. So Excel is intelligent like that way. Whatever you are writing, and then according to that, they are displaying like that. So same way, if you are writing January, and then what will happen? Just go back, select 2 fields, go to all the way corner. You need to practice. So if you are if you are drag and drop like that, it will not happen anything, because when you select this, if you drag and drop, it will not do anything. Always remember, select this. I'm telling you again, select this 2 and then go to that bold all the way bottom position. When you mouse over all the way, and then your icon is going to be changed. It's a bold to thin, and then drag and drop. Then you can apply the shortcut. You got it. So did you see how it is got changed according to your type of modification? Same thing, the number as well. So date format as well. If you are using 01 slash today's date is 20, and then slash 2019, you enter, and then immediately it got. But if you enter it DAN January 20 and comma 2018, then enter it. Did you see? They change the format. So if you want the format, date format, it is sometimes it is you need it. If you want to change your date format, go to the date format and your cell, and then when you go to the cell, and then you will see under the number tab, the category is date, and then you will see that format. This is DDMMYY, and then sometimes if you need YYMMDD, that is also you can do that. If you need this format with the date, you can do that. There is bunch of format is there. So if you like it, you can add that well as well. Okay, and then immediately if you drag and drop, what will happen? It will go one by one, because this one is why it is not showing, because something is you need more space. So double click. Now you see, don't get if you, because it is showing like that the hashtag, because we don't have that enough space. So you can same thing, double click, and then you can see the format got changed. So yeah, immediately here lot of things you can use it under the general format. Number, if you want to use the number with that dot 00, suppose here the value is 00 is there. It is accounting though, but sometimes they are aware of the separated by cents or your fraction number. If you want, then you can do also. And then currency, you can use it. You can explore if you are explorer, and then if you put time, and then you can do also. So that way you can do. And we'll show you other formula as well. So this is the way we can manipulate. We can make it color, and then if you go home, you can make when you select the cell, you can click the color on it, and then you can make it bold, which color is needed. Yellow and red also very popular for bug defect. If you go here, suppose you have a status is fail, you write down fail like that, and then it is good to have it if we have a red. Oh, this is fail, and then if you make a color, that way you can also put it, and immediately they can find out. It is visually good to have when you have these types of combination. And another one I wanted to show you before jump on the starting and other things. um, what else? So this is okay. One thing also for drop down, suppose the status you do have different definitions of pass, fail, retest, a lot of things. Let's write down, and then we can compare. Suppose like status. So status is state and status. State is state. This is pass and fail, only pass and fail. So suppose sometimes why if you are using drop down, it is better to use same format, because according to your team, if they open the same file and then if they run, and then somebody can might write down pass like that way, and then pass like that way. So it is different format, right? When you use that formula for sorting, okay, there is another formula for sorting, and then immediately if we have, and then there is a pass, but sometimes it's distracted like showing different format. But if you have option like you need to choose same format, all are capital, or first one is capital, and then or rest of this is smaller, then you can make it as a format. So what you need to do, you just write down pass. Definitely we don't need this, and then we can make it as a close, uh, and then sorry, and you can make it all capital if you want. So suppose I'm showing you pass and fail. Sorry, not close. Close is status. And so I wanted to what is the output. So you write down the status for using your separate Excel sheet. But from here, when you click, and then you can see the pass or fail. So I'm writing like that way, right? So every time you need to write down. But if you want to check it with the drop down, and then when you have a two option, pass or fail, and then from drop down you just select it. That way you can avoid the spelling mismatching with the spelling with the other people. So, or maybe you might use by you small and capital combination. So it is annoying also, but it is good to have if you have a same format. So in that time, if you want to put the same format using every single cell as a drop down selection, and then what you need to do, write down the header as well. It is if you don't write, it is okay also, but at least you know what is the use for. So pass and fail, if you want it as a status, because you have a status, you want to make it to field as a drop down. So let's do that, pass or fail, or pass or failed, whatever. Select those fields, and then what you need to do, you need to rename that status, put as a status. Select those fields which one you want to see as a list, select those fields, and then click here, and then write down the according to the column name. So definitely my opinion is use your all or smaller characters, and then what you need to do, enter. Then if you enter, it will rename your list. So this is your list, and then immediately it got renamed. And then you need to assign your tab. What you need to do, select your field here, all fields, select from second, right? From second field to all the way 10, and then what you need to go to the data tab, and then under the data tab you will see there is data validations. This is depends on your Windows Office version where it is. It depends on, but definitely it will show you under the data tab. But find out, maybe it is not the same position, they might change from here to there, but you will see, definitely you will see your data validate is there. And then when you click data validate, you might see multiple options. So when you click, you have data validate, circle, and clear. So we are doing those. Click this, and then after that you will select list, and then from here, what is the source? Source is you will make it as a source name, like your list name. So you put as a list, and then put as a status name as a list. So before that, you need to put as a equal sign. Then when you OK, press OK, and then immediately you come, you see there is the arrow is displaying, but here this cell is not displaying because we did not apply and we did not write down anything. So now when you click, this is the option. So that way, if you want, and then just it is for one time, it is little time consuming, but for long run, you can save your time, and also you can avoid your spelling different types of combination. Okay, and another columns, this is not for test cases though. Test case pass or fail is fine, but for defect, we might have different set. I'll show you. You can might write down different status as well. But here I want to, for practice purpose, I wanted to show you defect templates is defined, then test cases templates. So let's get started. State. That is your status. So state, when you write, so it could be new, it could be closed, and then it could be, suppose write down the same way, and then waiting, and waiting means waiting for retest, or you can write down waiting for retest. Maybe developer, when they review, they can might update it. And blocked, you can write down, you can put not applicable or not testable, not applicable, because sometimes your functionalities got changed, or maybe test case is ready but your functionality is not ready. Maybe say for the next release, developer will work, but maybe you need to send the report in that time. You might have these types of combination. So it's so on. You can put as a non-issue. Sometimes they find out, oh, you raised something, but they find out, oh, this is not a issue, it is some environment issue. If you definitely you see something, but developer said, oh, that was happens because database server was down, it is not a defect. Database or application was not pointing to the different server, so environment issue, it is not actual defect. So that time they might use as a non-issue as well. So in that time, if I want to get all this list as a state, what it need to do, select the field all, make it list, state, and then you enter it, and then you get the number, and then after that you go here, this is your state, and then you just select your fields, go to your data tab, validation, and then select your list from allow, and then this is your source. So what you need to do, state. So you need to enter your state. Then after that, come here. When you click here, and then you will see this is the all are what? All are waiting for your list. So from here you can easily check it, and then immediately if you double click it will show. So those techniques is useful. I would say definitely keep practice on it, and it will give you more comfortable. And then another one is sometimes if you have a if you suppose I saw it, you do have scenarios, what is called, um, verify or write down the test cases. So verify the date, verify the date, format for like leap year, leap year, year. Sorry. So you write down something, but it is got overlapped. But also suppose you want to make it little bigger here, but not for all, because if you are make it all are is a single line, then it's going to be very wide. But you don't want it. You might keep it limited wide, and then but your text is going to be overlapped. What you need to do? Select that field, go home, and wrap the text, and immediately it will go to the next. Okay, and then yeah, if you are writing, if you are keep writing, it will go away, go all the way down. So it's based on your text, it will auto redesign. But definitely the shortcut key is select the column. If you need apply for all, just select the whole columns, and then go to your home, and then apply wrap text. It will immediately will show. Or sometimes what happens is if it happens mostly when you write down the steps. So you are writing step 1, and then enter URL, right? You are writing the enter URL, application URL, and then you want to go to the next step. You are enter it, immediately you see it go to the next step. But if you don't want it, you want to write down something, and then what happens is, oh my god, I need to, okay, go here, I need to write down, and then go to here, and then go to the wrap text. But also if you come here, then what happens is people are going to the third line, they are putting space on it, and keep space on it, and then write down like that. Step 2, enter username, enter username, like that. But it is look like it's not good shape. So what happened is they wanted to make it little move. So when you move, immediately it got changed. But the thing is, when you change it like that way, if you make it more wider, actually it is the same line. Because why? Because based on that, what happened is you put it space. It is not like that. So that way I saw it, a lot of people when they work, they wasting time to use this technique, and then it is not that helpful. Because if you if actually if you want it with starting with a new line, they definitely don't use space, and then forcefully move to the second line. Don't use it like that. So what you need to do, just remove your space, and then you write down over there, and then alter, what is the shortcut? ALT, alter plus enter, alter plus enter. So when you move your mouse and steps you need to move it to the second line, alter, enter, and then immediately it will come. And then go to your all the way, last position, put again alter, enter, then you can able to write down your step as well, enter password, like that. So on. If you go and then same way, and then immediately if you will see, and now if you move it, now it will show because it is moving. You are forcefully squeeze it, but if you are moving to the wider, it will not display it. Sorry, replaced with the defined line, because you put as a alter, enter for new line. So remember those keyword, shortcut keyword. It is help you, helps time lots. And according to the, you can write down those. You can put the test data, same thing. The test data you can put like that way. Okay, enter www.xyz.com, and then enter. Then to data is you can put my user ID, and then you can put your password, whatever, and then so on. And then immediately people will know. Now it is distracted little, so when it happens like that, it will make it little wider, it will show easy, but don't go too much. If your URL is very big, just use as a wrapper text as well, and also make it wider little, then all are not distracted. So that way you can find out, like, okay, what is the steps and what is the test data according to the step number. Then put it like that. So that's for we'll show you, but because a lot of times a lot of techniques is not getting on the brain, like how to show you all, but definitely as of now, at least you get some techniques, formulas, and then explore by yourself. And then one thing is also is very important is suppose I'm writing like starting with take, take and submit button is enabled or not, whatever. So you write down like that. But so sometimes you might need to sorting as a ascending, like by name. So in that case, when you click here, and then what happen is you will see or select the full name, and then you will see here, this is the sort types A to Z. When you click, and then it has ascending order A to Z or Z to A. So when you click here, you see here it got moved, the C, check, and verify. So starting with C and B, so according to like that it will change. So if you have, sometimes if you need those any columns, I'm not saying like it should be starting with the name, it could be any columns you can implement. If you need those, you can do that. You can use it ascending order or descending order. If you do that, and it will come like that way. And then same thing, first of all, if you need to filter on it, sometimes you suppose you need to check with only failed test cases, failed test cases from your list, and then maybe you might have a regression sheet has had 200 or more than 200 test cases. It's difficult for you to find out one by one and then get the number. But if you have this from here, sort by only show you only failed test cases, then that way you can find out, oh okay, how you can manipulate by sort. So what you need to do, but select the column and then come with the data. Is data or yes, this is your, and this is I'm filtering clear. So this I am doing. Suppose it is not going here. From here. So from here, if you go same way, new version is like that. Anyhow, select the all columns, and then when you select all columns or your table, and then you click filter. This is your filter. When you click your filter, and immediately you will see there is a drop down is available. So when you come here, click your drop down, and then how many combination you have the list: failed, pass, and blank. You see here, this blank item is there, and pass is there. So that way, suppose if you want to check it only the failed, then unselect everything, then select the failed one, press OK. It will go away. It will not, it will hide, it will not delete it, delete, but it will show like that way. So when you click, and then you will see you have a filtered. And then if you don't need to, suppose there is another filter, if you do, and then just click here, and then clear your filter, and it will show like that. So immediately you will see that. So if you click filter again, and then what will happen, how many how many pass or fail, how you count. So when you select, and then immediately all the way left, you see here 2 of 9 records. That means we do have 9 records, 9 test cases, field is there, and then 2 is passed. So that way you get the number also, your report is correct or not. When you filter it, immediately if you change it, how many fail, you just failed one, and you click, it's recording. How many blank, you did not run at all. Suppose you want to find out, you did not run at all, that means it should be blank, right? Not pass or not fail. So you can, when you click, and then immediately you see 5 of 9, that means 5 test cases did not run today. That way you can, it is handy to filtering those. And then ascending and descending order, I already showed you. Okay. And another one, so far already we showed you. And sometimes it is text to columns, it has. And then sometimes you can do some pivot or pie chart text, but we'll show you with the report. I'll go through again how to report with the different bar or pie chart, how to make it, because we need a lot of data. I don't want to spend time to create one. We have already, we'll share with you. Just remember me. And then sometimes it is important also. Suppose you want to print something, that is also, I feel it like, oh, sometimes it is not showing as it is. So you want to print all your test cases up to case to remarks in one page. Suppose your page size is, letter size is America 8 hub by 11 inch. So when you go over there, you will see the margin and also orientation. Suppose portrait, it is going to be wide is 8.5. If you put landscape, it is going to be wide is 11 inch, because it's flipped. That also you can make it size as well, which size you want. If you want to legal size or big page, legal is 8 by 14. If you need more bigger, they have also bigger size, like 11 by 17 is a poster size. So you can print a lot of sizes. It depends on your printer accessibility. Like definitely Office has 3 option: legal, letter, and 8 by 11. Sorry, 11 by 17. Both are standard. So anyhow, you can make it margin. And also, what I wanted to tell, like when you select, suppose like you are printing right here. So if you go to file and then print, immediately you will see how many columns is 5 columns is there. The rest of page, it is coming as a 3 page. You saw on the bottom. So when you go, and then it is showing another page. So when you print like that, and then that report is going to be junk, because you cannot share with 3 pages. And then if we have a lot of list, lot of test cases, and then definitely it will not worth it. It will going to be like 20 pages, but you cannot make it as a right order. So what you need to do in that case? So because you did not select, so it, or by default it check the sizes. So what you need to do, you need to first select your whole table. Select your table, drag and drop, and then go here, print option, and then when you select, print, and then immediately it is showing the same, but you see here is no scale. When you go no scale, and then another option is fit in one page, all columns. So you select there, it's going like that. Definitely, because it is very small size, because your page size is portrait. So if you select landscape, definitely you will get more roaming. And then what will happen if you go over there and then go to, you see now it's little bigger when you print, and then it is more readable. Yeah, and then after that, if you need it, so definitely always remember, before print you are selecting your right selection, how you want it. Okay, so this is for Excel as of today. If I have remember any other, definitely I will share with you. A lot of things is there, definitely all things you don't need. Oh, one thing I remember, comments. Sometimes what happens is, I also saw it, you are working your office, and then your developer review this, okay, review your just unselect your clear your filter, okay, select this, and then what happen is, they this is, you put it failed, and then suppose here is state waiting for retest. uh, Suppose you developer going through and then put some comments, so that way you put they review it, and then they can put as a comments, and then they might tell you, or in the email or chat you, I put the comments according to your failed test cases. Okay, so how they can do that? If they go, that is, so here you see the comments is option is there, or if you go right click and then insert comment is there. So when you click, and then you can write down, uh, please provide screenshot for more details. Suppose your developer wrote down this, and then they save it on your shared drive. Then when you come, you'll see immediately on the right side there is a red color is there, and then immediately when you mouse over, and then you will see what is the text for, what is the comment written for. You can read it. Okay, if you move your mouse over, and then you will feel it, you can change it, and in the meantime, you can edit also. If they want, you can edit, also like that. So
Marcel, I have a
yeah.
question. Can you put a screenshot like that in the comment section? Or because whenever I put a screenshot in this Excel, it looks like huge and it looks like
But
so.
mostly the yeah, you can do, but it is going to be very small, and it is not worth it. They need to open it. So what practical is, I will recommend it. You can do, but I'm not saying it is good practice, because if you see this very small icon, it will show, and then it is, they can even read this. So that's why my personal experience is, use Excel sheet tab separately for screenshot if you need it, and then you can write down your comments is here, and then after that, if you need something, and then you can copy paste. Suppose last time we did from here, right? Suppose I'll show you here. You are taking a screenshot, or this one also, maybe the new one. This is your screenshot if you want, and then right click here, copy paste, and then come here, you write down your test case name, which one is failed. Suppose here is which one is failed, like 7 or 6, test case TC6, right? TC6 is failed. So in the meantime, you can write down here, so PC 0 6, and then come here, and then you can control V, copy paste, and then immediately you can do like that. So if you have another one, it will take some lot of columns, and then you can use it 0, and another one, so whatever you need. So if you have another, suppose 11 is got failed, and then and then you can do like that way. And another screenshot if you need, and then come back to that page if you need another screenshot. Okay, that is not displaying correctly, or color is not accurate, something like that, or button is not responding. Suppose start button is not responding. If you want to put it like that, and then make it arrow. Okay, if you want to point it out, and then copy, uh, and when you go there, and then you can paste it like that, and then you can write down start button is non-responsive.
Russell, I don't know if you know this, but I am trying to find this out. So say if you wanted to have something like a screenshot, but what I want in a main page, say I wanted to send you something, but if you hover, say TC1, it pop up. Is there something like that in Excel you can do?
Yes, Excel you can do. Excel you can also suppose link also you can do. Some link means shared drive links, or any links also you can do. A lot of times what happen is your file is maybe they are saying to you create a video files. So maybe they have a software, and then when you create a video files, and then that video file they are putting particular shared drive folder. On that shared drive folder you might share the link. So in that time when you write down the videos link, videos, uh,
Yeah, I know you're talking about the hyperlink. That's what I do.
yes,
But I
yes.
was wondering, like, say instead of like when you have your cursor set TC11, right? You just
Mhm.
automatically pop up this image instead of having this image here. It's automatically pop up. Is there something like that in Excel you can do? I don't know. I'm asking.
That pop-up you can, it is depends on the version to version. Definitely my that's why I'm saying, like, sometimes if that you can do, but if you move your file and then it's going to be changed. But I'm saying use this technique. It is more reliable, and then they can use it. Oh, okay, this is the screenshot for only for one file. Otherwise, definitely, sometimes they do have on their Excel sheet is there, and then they might insert different links. Suppose here is the links also, and then what you are saying, special insertion is there. There is a lot of sessions you can enter it, but that is for best practice. When you print out, definitely um, it is better to have in one place for all screenshot. Even though you can create a screenshot in Microsoft Word document, step to step, and then put on your shared drive, and then link on your screenshot tab, or on your defect list. It is depends on company to company practice, how they want. It is not recommended. It is like one approach. You might take another other approach as well. So if your picture is bigger, so you can resize it with your mouse. With this is the when you select that picture, and then you can do that. So corner is better. Its ratio is going to be equal. Otherwise, if you do here, then it's going to be distracted. So another thing I want to share with you guys, how you can, we already talk about like how can you share with a shared drive. Let me check. I do have shared drive. My screenshot for you. Yeah, SharePoint. This is called SharePoint. Um, okay.
Russell, SharePoint and shared drive is the same thing or is it different?
Actually, SharePoint shared drive same means it is shared drive. Sometimes they say shared drive or SharePoint, but uh, both are same way they say it, but if it sorry. So one thing is defined is shared drive is it could be a shared drive is your hard drive, shared drive, share folder, or a particular CD drive, or maybe on the server, any folder repository, any folder they are assigned to put your all files or all test cases. This is only your server side folder. It could be shared drive. But another way, when is a SharePoint, we saying SharePoint is a web-based Microsoft product. It is running under the server, and then it has all web-based layout. And then inside you can create a folder. Inside you can create, you can attach to your different file, and then you can use your URL. So you need a you need your what is called server means internet connection. But if for your shared drive, if you are using your um, like a network drive. Network drive also sometimes they are saying as a shared drive. So network drive, if your network is up, internet is down, then also you might have access. But shared drive, if your internet or server is down, that particular Active Directory server is down, then you can not access, or you are not able to access your file, but it will be there. It will be there, and then it will be, you can modify. So that's mean like what is the benefit? Another benefit is, suppose if you are using your shared drive or network drive, you are modifying something. I change something, I wrote down my test cases, and then you open again, and then you wrote down your test cases, and then you save it, and then immediately we saw what time you saved, and then it will take your name. And then we cannot, suppose some file is got corrupted, or maybe you put some attachment that make the crash file, and then you are not able to open anymore, and then that file is got corrupted somehow. And then in the meantime, when another person, when they try to open it, that file, suppose it will show like that way. Suppose this feel like class 3 is your shared drive, and then you'll see, and then immediately this file is got corrupted, and I'm trying to open it. When I double click, it's saying file is not accessible, because of it is corrupted. Or another reason is, suppose I am opening this, I open this one, and then you try to open this, don't want to modify, but you want to open, uh, but it will say, okay, someone is already open, they need to close that. So that is some difference is there. But the shared drive, what happens is, it will take the timestamp plus version. Version means, suppose this file is got corrupted, and then from your shared drive, you able to go to the previous version. Suppose you could not able to save it, you just close it and then unsave it, and then you open it as I saved the last well-known version, well-saved version. So that time you have that option. Or maybe if you don't have, definitely your admin have that option, then they might go back to that previous release, because share drive also taking the track how many times and when and what time it got saved, and or it got edited actually. Because when you uh, save it, you need actually check in or check out. So those check in, check out option is enabled to keep the multiple version. We'll show you how to do that. That is also important. I'm not saying like all company will use it, but it is become company standard right now. Most of the company, they use shared drive. Sometimes they use wiki page for informatical, but also they might use a shared drive. But SharePoint, here is the actually SharePoint I'm talking about. SharePoint is multiple file how you can from your shared drive. Suppose what I'm saying, this is my URL. This is the URL for my network drive. It could be a network drive, or it could be a shared drive. So it is always starting with double slash. After double slash, the server or server name, server computer name will show, and then after that it will come as a location of your folder. Suppose after from C drive, you already know, like C drive, we have a different structure for Windows. C drive has a lot of common file format, like program files or users, Windows, and then username. It will come other application if you when you install it, but default folder is there. So if they're saying okay, go to that server one, and then Postman or PMI, and then after that go to this, and this is the location, and then the file name is CSV format file name, and this is the file name, and then you can find out, okay, when you join, maybe they might tell you, okay, this is our server location, this is our test cases, you can review. This is already written by test cases, and then the functional requirement document also under that folder, or maybe different folder name is a business BRS, and then when you click, and then you will find out multiple files as a business requirement document, and then they might tell you, okay, when you have time, you just walk through, you just go through or open and then review it. So that time they will provide you the URL for your server or your shared drive, and then give you the name. If you see the multiple file names the same, or version 1, 2, 3, you might ask reply, okay, which version is right now I should review, uh, if you have a same types of file. So that way you can go through before, like definitely when you go join your office, and then after that immediately the first day you are not able to write down the test cases or start your work, because couple of days it takes to get all access. Maybe they give you the URL, and then you copy your URL from here, and then you go to your file explorer, and then come here, and then you just enter it slash slash, or you can write down whatever file is there. You write down the position or location, and then when you enter, and then you will see the pop-up, file access denied. That's mean you don't have permission. So that time you can tell your boss or your manager, like, oh, yeah, you don't have access yet. So they knows whom to contact, like admin, who is system admin, and then he will give you access after create your username. Maybe the first day they not putting the system, or maybe after it takes 24 to 48 hours and for their business to active your user ID, and then when you have active user ID, and then you are able to access those. So something like that. So anyhow, definitely they will provide you what is the location of your shared drive, because shared drive is like, it is not only for your project, it could be according to all project your companies. So they are using common place. Every First of all, every company they use their own folder, create their project folder name, and then under that they are making lot of subfolder for development documents, business documents, testing documents, defect documents, lot of folders it could become underneath. And here, this is the first page. Suppose like this is the project name, and then under the project, this is the documentation, this is the location. So under that it has a testing folder, and then under the testing folder it has a another folder, and then under this folder another three folder is there, and then lot of file is there, and then you will see the icon is showing what types of file. It is not showing as a Windows file format, but here it will come as a icon, and then this is modified, and then this is checkout. So modified by means who modified last time, and then the timestamp will be happen. So that kind of, why they're using, because when we use multiple people, if you are making corrupted that file, and then they can easily find out, oh, last time you open it, and then you save it, and then after that it is not opening, and then or even what time you save, they have a timestamp as well. So this is your it could be your first page when you have access, and then you might if you have a big list, you can also search the file by uh, name, and then this is, you see all are checked out. It is showing nothing, because nobody is opening anything or as a edit mode. So if you want to edit mode, you need to check out first. How you can do that? So you see here, suppose this is the app test issue list, this is the file this guy wanted to modify. So what you need to do, this is the three drop downs. This is the menu will open when you click this three dot. So when all file has three dot, so when you click this three dot, and then it will pop up that types of window. So when you click this pop up will window, open. And then after that, here it has edit, share, follow, and this dot. So first, if you want to edit something, and then it will show, you need to go to the another one, second dot. So this is your this is the name and date will show who is changed. Okay. So what you need to do when you click here and then click again over there. Then after that, when you click second dot, and then it will give you the another pop-up. It will show pin, view properties, edit property, and then checkout. So what you need to do, click checkout. That means when you check out, another person, they can check out, they can open only read only mode, because you are right now you are only the person editing mode. So in the meantime, what happens is, if you are open 4 people at a time, one people can save it. Definitely they do have shared option, but checkout will be one person so at a time. Otherwise it's going to be mismatch, because you are writing suppose on the row number 10, and then everybody will see 9 is the last, and then everybody start with the 10, and you writing on the 10, another guy will write the 10, another person will write the 10, and then it will mismatch, because Microsoft Excel will confuse which actual file will save actual position. So that's why they have this option. So when you check out, and then it will open, if we check out by who, that means when you open it, when you click this file, you can open only read only mode, even though you can check out, because already is any other person is check it out. Yeah, when you click those, and then even though it will say it is opened by this person. Or even though if you forget to save, suppose you opened a long time, you in the meantime you work something, you forgot to save it, and then somebody ping you, your colleague will ping you, hey, hey Tohid, can you please check out for those files, I need to update something. And then immediately you will see, okay, let me check, and then you will come, and then you will see, oh, okay, it is check out with you, and then I'll show you how to check out. But before that, go to how you can edit. On the bottom we have how you can check out, the same process. So after that, when you have checkout, and then the name will show, and then immediately you just it will open, and then you just click the file name. When you click the file name will open, and then it will show you name here, and then after that it will come as a this is your shared drive location, and then edit work body. So edit work body, when you click, it has multiple option. Multiple option means edit in Excel, edit in web. So Microsoft Excel also they support browser based edit mode. Suppose what is called Safari, not Safari, um, Firefox, Chrome, or Edge. They you might use which one is default. So which one is default browser you have, and then it will open. But my personal opinion is, what happened is, I already saw it, like when I use this web version, it sometimes when you try to save it, then share drive is got frozen. And then what happened is, you are working a lot of things, you open it as a edit mode in web app mode, and then you work on more than an hour, and then when you try to save it, and then you got not responsive, that means you could not able to save it. So what happened is, it got crashed, and then when it is crashed, then what happened is, you could not able to save. So 1 hour work is going to be away. So you need to redo again another hour. It's going to be very frustrated and very time consuming. I don't want it, or you don't want it. So definitely it has option. I'm not saying it should happen, but I feel like sometimes it got crashed. So always try to open on your local with your Excel. So that means it will open your local file. And then at least if you are not able to save on your shared drive, if shared drive is down during that time, then at least you can save on your local. When it is up, then you can copy those information record, and then put or edit, copy paste, and then very quick you can save it. So in that time when you put the edit mode, then you just write down your test cases or update your status, and then after you always keep saving. So when you put save option, and then suppose you done, and then you save, and then it will pop up another window. So do you want to check in now? That means you save it also, but and sometimes it happens is you save it but it is not pop up. You need to close that file. Suppose they are waiting for the close button all the way right side. So it might have options. So when you click or close it after save, and then definitely you will see the pop up. It will say check in now. So always you need to put yes, otherwise if you put no, then you cannot able to save your work. So when you press yes and then put the comments. Put the comments means anything like update test cases or update retest this defect or update the status according to your work, whatever. It is not mandatory. It is depends on you. So and then when you press OK, and after that, suppose like I added issue 54. So this is the example. So when you click OK, and then you will see immediately just a few seconds ago the checkout name is not displaying anymore, and then the date is got modified. Previously, what was the date? This guy was here, right? This is the guy Albert B. Alvarici. This is the 3 days ago. He modified, and then after that this so when he modified, immediately when he saved check in, and then when after check in it showing few seconds ago. So that's all for shared drive. So what is the difference? Difference is before you need to modify, you need to check out. Otherwise, if you open it and then when you modify something here and then you go over there, you go to the file and then save. When you click the save option, and then it will come like that. Always it will saying to you save on your local, because or rename your file because it is already exists the file name. You cannot save the same file name. So here based on the screenshot, this is the file name is issue list. So what will happen is if you are not checked out, and then you open it, and then you after that you modify something before check out, and then you close it or save as, and then you cannot able to app test issue list save as it is the name it has. So what it recommended, maybe you can put issue list 2 or issue list copy or issue list something else, something something like that. So always remember when you are using on your shared drive, always you need to check out first and then modify, then check in. When you check in, then done. That is the main concept. That is the all about. Because this is the screenshot we show, because we don't have real-time environment or shared drive for those, but at least you have visual so how to do that.
Russell, I have a question.
Yes.
So say any person who doesn't have access to Excel or SharePoint, right? And I just
Mm.
wanted to send them something readable. Can I do that from here? If that person does not have any access to
From
Share.
here, the thing is, from here, how can you that? If you are come here, definitely you do have access. If you when you enter this URL, that's a shared SharePoint URL. If you see this file, that means you have access. If you don't have access, definitely you cannot see the file format. Or maybe if it's a restricted, suppose it could be a business requirement document, you cannot able to edit. That time, if you open it read only mode or check out by mistake, and then you review something, and then you try to save it, and then it will not allow, because that is not editable. They might put that folder as a read only, because nobody can modify any files. That could be happen. That you got your answer, or you're asking something else?
No, no, that's right. Because I do have access only read only. So I was wondering like I don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
this
You
thing.
might
So how
it
do I
might
see it?
Correct. You might have, suppose like maybe there is a business requirement document. They might put that folder as a read-only mode by system admin, or by maybe only can editable by manager, not other for all. Um, we cannot modify anything, because in the system, always remember, we'll take another Linux class for a short time for accessing the file format. Then you'll get the full picture how it is behind it is working. Like definitely it has a group, it has user, and then it has a others. So user, group, and others. This is the three type of file format every company they use. So if you are your group name is QA testing, and then your name and my name is under that group, and then I'm able to do whatever that group have access. So if I'm not under that group, then definitely I don't have. Suppose a supervisor, everybody is not supervisor, or everybody is not admin. So who has that under that admin or supervisor group, the username or email ID, they are able to access those file or modify that file. It depends on upon to the system administrator. So okay. So this is already the agenda was Outlook, Excel, shared drive. So let's start with the test case and the test scenario. So last time I saw it, Sangham gave you the assignment for what is called date test cases, date field test cases. So do I know anyone tried to write down the any test cases yet? Just give me heads up if you
Yeah, I tried some.
you did some. That's good. So yeah, definitely share with us. And then yes, so different places, I would say it is critical also, but sometimes don't spend too much time as well. It depends on your application. It depends on your application develop. Suppose like um, he mentioned it, as I remember last time I also reviewed. So he said like there is the format is MMDD YYYY, 4 digit of Y, right, 4 digit of year. So how you can write down the test scenarios, or the test cases based on that field. But this is the example I'm saying. Here we don't have that options. Suppose here what we have, it is different format. It is format is DDD, then sorry, MMM, 3M, and then date, and then year. So but you cannot modify by writing the text. It is selectable only. It is not editable. It is editable by mouse. So you can select by different date. If you do select by this and manually, you cannot change it. So suppose if you want to change the date, you cannot change by click. Sorry, not click, by keyboard. So this is the one feature. One feature means it has calendar built in only. So when you click that field, it pop up the 2 month, current month and next month from your system date. Suppose if you are working on next 2 months later, you will not see January, February anymore. It will come from March to February, March to April. So this is the requirement for open a calendar with two 2 month, current month and next month, and all the way left it will show today's current date, right? And definitely from if you go far, and then the calendar will define the arrow keys. If you are on the current month, back arrow will not display. This is the status, or this is the behavior of your calendar. So it might have, or sometimes the calendar is date is okay, you have a 3 drop down, one for all month, January, February, March, and then another one is for date. Date is like how which month. Okay, this is for January. Okay, today's date is 20. So day is different drop down. and then year is another drop down. So they have date is three combination of drop down, and somewhere you will see there is only one text box, and then it will allow you to enter manually the writing the your date of birth or your depends on like if it is business related transaction date or maybe for flight reservation, any reservation or hotel reservation, any types of they have a actual date to and from both date you need how many days because this is business required. So but ultimately I try to say it, how you can write down the test cases based on your application status, application development status with your particular this field. This field means when you click, if it is open one page, one month only, not the 2 months. So it has different options. Um, that's why. So how you can write down the test cases? Can you anybody if you write the can you tell me the test cases for what validation you need? Because I need to know like how you can think, how you are thinking, how to test those fields. Anyone who are
Yeah, Sangam
all
says previously that you need to have the boundary analysis and what is that ECP, equal partition analysis, I believe.
so
So
okay, but
with positive and
in that
negative.
real say real scenarios, when Sangam saying definitely always remember text box, mostly web application is all combination of a drop down, text box, a radio button, check box, link button, menu. That's all, right? But every single text box has different functionality. Suppose name is only character, zip code is only a number, and they also allow for 5 digit only. Phone number has 10 digit. Social security has 9 digit. So those so on, and then it will only social security only allow the number. So it is different text box will behave differently. So a credit card number, definitely they will allow 16-digit number, only number, no special characters, no alpha or the alpha numeric like that. So based on that, if we consider text box, this is calendar, this is different things, but you might have another web page, they have different date. So in that case, I forgot to use this. Maybe let me find out another one. So can you try? Can you tell me like what is the first test case that you can write, or how many test cases you need to write? And then make sure like oh you are good to cover you and then you are good for test. Definitely before testing you need to write your test cases first, right? Could you please tell me
Which web page we are talking about, the Pizza Hut or the flight one?
let's see what is happened. Pizza Hut is here. Why it is so, because that one is calendar. So whatever Sangam is to send you back, that is not open that is not correct format. Whatever Sangam is saying, Sangam is give you the test cases for these types of format. So uh, that's why I'm saying this. When you click, you see there is the format you can enter. So that's why I think this is more appropriate. Whatever he gave you the assignment, but that one is definitely, that one is also you need to write down the test cases as well. But this one is not editable. This is only selectable by mouse. So that is defined behavior. So just try to start with that one. Uh, so this is the field, right? So suppose
Right.
you are
So
testing this field.
for
Okay,
okay,
go
sorry.
ahead.
So for a positive test case, what you have, you cannot have a one-digit number, and for year you have to have a four-digit number, but it cannot go beyond 1900, and it cannot maximize 3000. That was for, I think, positive test case. For negative test case, you can try the other way. You can try C 00 if it takes 00, and then you can try one digit and two digit for year.
So, and then any other combination? So how you find out the negative? How many test cases you can write down for negative?
Like
Any?
min minus one, max plus one, and then min
Oh,
and max.
that is your boundary value analysis, right? Um, so just
Right.
before that, suppose this is one thing. Why I'm asking this? Don't get personally, but definitely I um, I support to spend time to everybody and also interact with me, and then that way I will know like, oh, what you're thinking, because main thing is this job is not like I'm direct you show you this and then you need to follow always, not like that. Yeah, it might become your from your inspection point of view, because your role is as an inspector for software based on the requirement. So when the requirement document is saying something, and then you're just testing as it is, and then you're not thinking other way, or if I don't put it, what will happen? What will happen if I don't enter it like that way? What will happen? So suppose like think about like I on the um, format, and then you might forgot one slash, and then you put it like that 0120, you forgot to enter the slash, right? And then definitely it will pop up your message. That is your expectation. That means you need to maybe your lot of other way. It has an option like when you enter that was also they can verify or if that is correct or not. But the thing about end user perspective, it is nobody tell you, oh, test like that way, test like that way, and then you done. Not like that. It is infinity way you can test one item. Infinity means like as much as you way you can do, but definitely they have as much as you test the different way, and then bug will discovered or a bug will captured immediately or faster. Otherwise when it will go to the production, suppose your business requirement document is saying, okay, it should be 5 digit. Okay, 5 digit, I know 5 digit zip code. Okay, and then it allow you testing boundary values. Okay, 4 digit, 5 digit, 6 digit, that's fine. So if I enter it 4 digit, then it is give you the some error message I'm expecting, and then 5 digit is working as expected. And then when 6 digits we entered, and then we are not able to enter. Suppose I'm trying to write down something, and then it is not allowing. Oh, my test is done. So what about if you are writing the ABCD? The, because your requirement document is not clear to you. It is alphanumeric, or it is numeric only, or it is any special characters is allowed or not. So suppose they said, look, it will be number, but what will happen? Definitely requirement document said it should be number. Okay, you already knows, but what will happen if you enter any special characters? If it is allowing, or it is taking when you create the account, or it will throw the error message, or if you enter it all are zeros, this is invalid as well. So a lot of way you can put invalid. You can put 4 digit for invalid. So there is 1,000 combination you can put 4 digit. So only alphanumerical, or you can put alphanumerical plus special characters and number. So in that time, what will the behave? How it will handle? Maybe your business requirement document is not mentioning that. That document is mentioning it's going to be alphanumeric. But if they don't enter not enter the number, then what will happen? Is there any error message will pop up? If it is error message is pop up, what error message will pop up? So suppose like think about here. So when you have anything is invalid, that means the box is going to be light pink, and then exclamatory sign will be pop up, and the text is showing underneath re and the date MMDDYY format. So when you enter this, and then definitely now it will show like that way. So uh, when you enter 1 slash 20 slash 2019, and then you click here, immediately did you see, even though it is correct format, because what is the format missing? Because I put only M. So even the date is, suppose it could allow, but because they're not saying, oh, okay, I did not say a month, you put one digit. One digit is not allowing. It's not that intelligent. It is always looking for two digit. So you need to make it as a two digit, because even though it is a single month, so then make it as a valid option. So invalid means you can verify lot of way. So we'll go through. I documented one thing, and then wanted to share with you guys how people can write down the different test cases.
Russell, I have
Or
a question.
yes, please.
So when I was writing these test cases, I couldn't do much because I wasn't sure. So say first thing we had to do is to log in. The requirement was check login, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had two requirement, which is username, and then username has different criteria such and also has for the password. So when I was writing the test case, you don't put all these requirement details in the test case, do you? No, right? Because like say
Uh,
username has to have only alpha, it cannot have a special characters. Those are the details you don't put it in a test case.
No, always, yeah, I got your point. If I correct, just let me know if you have another point of view. So you are trying to say like you are testing some application, maybe suppose think about like form, and then that form, if you need to access, definitely you need to first log in, and then after login, that option will available, and then when you write down the test cases, and then do you need to put the all steps like you enter URL, login, password, click login password, and then so on, right?
No, I'm
So
saying for a login, yes, you do username and you do password. But I can just say, okay, test case, what I'm doing login. I need a positive test case, username and password should be valid. I need a negative test case, username and password should be invalid. And for the test data, I'm just putting what I'm putting. But these boundary value analysis and the partition analysis, I don't put all these details, do I?
this good point. Suppose it depends on that way. I would say uh, you are saying two things. One is for functional testing for login. So here you are the first option, first scenario, you are testing for valid username, valid password, login should be successful, expected result. In any invalid combination, username invalid or password invalid or both are invalid, then login will be unsuccessful. That is for positive and negative test case. So here what we are testing is login functionality. We are not testing username boundary values. We are not testing password field boundary values, because this is, you can isolate, you can write down the test cases functional level, you can write down the test cases field level or feature level. So field level or feature level is come to the second. So if your company has big form or very it is like it depends on very sensitive data, then definitely go to that feature level and then come to the functional level. Suppose I would say for payment option, so payment option has credit card number, and then credit card number is valid or invalid, you need to check, and then special credit number is correct, but maybe your expiration date is not valid, and then credit card type is different. So that time when you transact, when you submit transaction, it will not happen. So that time the transaction is when you write down the test cases, that transaction or submit for recurring, that is one thing. You are not testing the correct correct credit card number or expiration date is correct or not, or zip code is associated with that card number, zip code is correct or not. Those field you are not testing. Feature level that you are testing, or you are assuming all are your enter is the correct or invalid. You are not going through that deep. But how you go through the deep? Suppose like for username or credit card number, they have that business rules. Suppose username should be 8 to 16 characters. So if they said 8 to 16 characters, when you are testing for login functionality, you are not doing that value. So that time you can write down the separate test cases for okay, verify username boundary value analysis, yeah, verify password boundary values. Lot of other way you can create your own sentence, but ultimate thing is always remember test case should be one item at a time. So whatever you are doing the test, it should be one thing. Otherwise, the same test case, if it is failing multiple cause, that's mean your test case is not correct. It should be multiple test cases, because you are testing. Suppose we are testing here verify. You are write down verify login functionality, and then you test data is 17 characters. Business rules is saying 16 characters maximum for um, your username, and then you enter it, and then that is under the invalid too. But that is also invalid also under 7 characters also. Invalid is also only the number. So invalid could be infinity combination, but as much as the test data you put all special characters, all numbers, with username and username with alphanumerical or capital letter or small letter. Lot of combination you can do, but the thing is, which one is valid? Valid is 8 characters to 16 characters. How many way you can write down valid username? More than 1,000. So all we are testing? No. Our ultimate goal is all combination. Is that possible? No way. So what is the possible? Possible is, what is the rule saying? Like username is 8 characters, and then if it is saying okay, all are going to be smaller letter, and then it is only allow dash and underscore, nothing else. So that time, if you create you try to enter it username with the special other character dash and beside the dash and underscore. If it is throwing error, that means perfect. That means it is expected before clicking the password. Or sometimes what happen is feature level also. This is also what I'm writing here. Suppose test and then at the rate test.com. This is the correct one, but suppose this already is exist. Did you see? This is the negative test as well. Or already this guy is exist. So suppose I'm saying I put it .com. So I put it. I forgot the domain name. So this is also is not correct. That's mean another error. That is your feature level. That's me. What I'm trying to say. This is validation for feature level. That feature level is depends on what you are entering. If you are entering the duplicate, which one is already exist, it will give you the error message. If you are entering the wrong format you can make 1,000 ways. But the thing is ultimate, as much as the way you make it, just test all. Like I'm not saying you just taking only one format. You can take also, suppose some by mistake there is a 2 and 3 is all together. So here is the at the rate, but when by mistake somebody put not 2, it is putting on 3. Shift 2 is for at the rate, but somehow he might forgot put not at the rate, and then put as a something else, because it's a human error, anything could be happen. So think about as a human error, and then this is the error message will pop up. That is as expected, but ultimately this is the feature level testing, but functional level is create account. And then for username and password, when you log in, that login button is you are seeing home page or successful login or not, that is login functionality you are testing. It is not not like a user or field level. So always remember, always write down the test cases functional level and also feature level as well, because you need to write down the feature level test cases. Otherwise, how you can isolate these test cases is failed for what? Suppose if I assume you are writing the test cases for Pizza Hut, and then you are writing the test cases for create account, and then your email address is you can write down the test cases. Okay, create account with invalid email address, create account with invalid password, create account with invalid confirm password. So individual each and every field you can make a combination, and then the positive is all are correct. So all are correct. When all are correct, then successfully you can create a account. The post certification post certify is after creation you can check you are able to log in again or not with your email address and password. That is your second validation. So, but the thing is here, do you need to create the account for all those with invalid? Definitely, it is better to have also. What happens is if you are not entering this, which one is mandatory, which one is optional, you don't know. Definitely, business requirement document is there. So, functional level, I would say, when you write down, don't write down, okay, create an account with invalid password, create account with invalid zip code, create account with a invalid full name. Not like that. This better approach is if you write down verify error message for invalid email address, because you saw it here. This error message is popping. Verify error message for invalid password. So that way you can combination with multiple test data, because you are focusing only valid or invalid data is showing or not. You are not going through all the way further create account. Create account you can create like any combination. So create account with all valid data, create account with all required field, create account with all required field plus optional field, create account with all with only negative test, only optional field. Um, so those way you can go through for end-to-end testing for create account functionality. But when you write down the test cases, you need to make combination. Sometimes it is depends on, definitely for form or for payment option. Write also test cases beside functional level, feature level as well. So feature level, when you write down that way, you can do you can find out your unexpected entering data, how it is handled. You can find out easily. And then definitely your test cases should be focused on one items, because your test cases is you write down the test cases something like that, create account in Pizza Hut, and then test data you put it wrong email address, you put it failed, and then another test cases you enter correct one, and then password is incorrect, and then it is failed, but all name you enter it, create account, create account, create account, and then I got confused and test case number got increased 1 2 3 4 5 so on, and then like a 20. What will happen? It will happen like it is not a good design. So definitely we are the previous batch one student also wrote down the test cases for this. We'll share with you, and then that way you can find out okay how you can get familiar, and then I will give you the another example, another test cases writing, and then when you practice on it, definitely you will get more familiar. So that way your question answer is you need to write down the test cases for feature level and also functional level. So feature level is field level, feature or field is same, but functional level is what you are doing function, which function. Definitely send email function, sign out functionality, transaction functionality, or checkout functionality, or order functionality. Lot of functionalities out there, and if you are familiar with online retail business. So that way you can get it. You can get that information like what you are doing. But beside, definitely you need to write down separate test cases for feature level. Otherwise, what we are testing for actually then is going to be um, distracted. Like also by the name, it will get confused. Like what actually we are testing. Um, Always remember, write down unique name. uh, it is standard is when people can read, they will understand by the test case name what you are actual testing. And then always remember, it should be one item at a time, not all. End-to-end test case is defined. End-to-end test cases is going to be all, definitely. But ultimate goal is, oh, okay, this transaction is successfully or not. That is our ultimate goal. If there is any mismatch, any data is mismatched, definitely it will not go through. But how you go through, definitely before find out your feature level is working perfect. It is handled by feature level, and then functional level, definitely it will work. Otherwise, if you are jumping on feature level first, and then a lot of bugs will remain, it will go to the production, it will work fine, and then they will feel like, oh, okay, when I fill this, and then it is not working. Somehow application, it could be crash. So let's get start with that file I wanted to share. So
Russell.
for the, yeah, go
So
ahead.
for a functional testings, like you just said, say create an account. I should if that's the parent, I should have the features level under that as a child case.
The scenario, you know, scenario we can write down, okay, login functionality, this is your scenarios. And then under that scenarios, you might have multiple test cases. Because scenario always always write down, it is good practice to functional level the scenario. So it could be 1:1 relation, or it could be 1:to multiple relation. Most of the time 1:to multiple relation, but sometimes it is very confusing word. A lot of places they are using test cases name as a scenario name. Scenario name they're putting as all are scenarios. So this is like I'm testing this, and this is like all are scenarios. They are not writing separately test cases, but the QA methodology, that they are saying, this is the standard is scenario should be functional level, and test cases could be it will be more details than scenarios, like how what you are testing. Scenario could be in general. Suppose you are doing in login functionality, or maybe you can write down the login positive scenarios. Suppose verify all valid data, login with all valid data. And second, negative scenario, you can write down verify login functionally with invalid data. That is your scenarios. But under that, definitely you do have boundary values, and then you do have multiple combination. So multiple combination means I would say mm, um, definitely last time also I shared also, this is binary rules is there. So valid username, valid user. So valid user, suppose valid for one, so invalid user for like 0, right? So same combination, valid password for one, invalid password for 0. So what we need to do here, so if you go, let me put it on beside here, so then you can find out how much is your coverage you have. So suppose username and password you have, so you put it user and you put it password, and then you make it uh, the combination. So suppose all are valid, is going to be successful, right? And any combination, so that's mean invalid. So this is password is invalid, and then that is for user invalid, password is correct, and then another one is for both are invalid. So these three are going to be unsuccessful, right? So those are unsuccessful. That way, if you have a two fields, suppose I this is for common, That's mean that way if you write down your test data, if you're testing all combination, that means you can make it 100% coverage. Another one, you may there's 4 test cases definitely you will have. Then maybe you can write down more test cases. Suppose okay, valid, a lot of people they're writing the test cases. Okay, valid user, valid password, valid user, invalid password, invalid user, valid password, invalid user, invalid password, and then invalid means also blank. Sometimes they also make it blank field as a invalid as well. Suppose you are not entering anything, you skipping some required field, how it can handle it, throw any message or it is allowing. So that way you can also another combination you can do. That's mean you can make it not even 4, you can make it 8 combination with the blank one. So that way, I would say practice like that. Binary combination you might have it. Suppose like for day and month, like this is for this is just make it fresh before I'm coming to. Uh, so this is this is DD, and then this is Y. So suppose you may have 3 drop down. So valid same thing, valid for 1, 0 for 1. If you are make it permutation combination, that means all are valid. Day is valid, year is valid. Then you can put another one. So the binary, how can you do that? Now make it smaller. So this is 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. That means for all are 1. You have a combination. The same thing, the same one. This is for first time we told. So just copy paste 1, 1, then 0, 1, and just little bit go down. So just I try to put it there. Okay. So there's another combination, right? So suppose this is not, this is actually 1. So same as it is. Then 1, 0, 0, 0. That's for second set. That's for 0. All for 0. That means all together we have when we have 3 fields. That means that way when you write down the test also, not write down the test cases. You can write down the test case plus if you want to make it feature level more details, if they are using calendar, definitely this will not valid. This will not valid if you have a different text field, all are different fields, or maybe if you have a one field, you have a separated by slash, you can also write these 8 test cases at least for one field. So as much as you can write on how it can handle day invalid with all are valid, how it handle year, so also on combination we already have it. But when you have this graph, if you are using this technique, binary technique, and then you can easily write down test cases and then find out which combination is not covered. So that's mean that way we can make sure 100% coverage we do have. So let's start with, suppose this is the guy, one tester. Write down that test cases for date field. So he's write down, okay, he started with check. So you can write down, you can start with the sentence check or verify or validate. This is common for start to writing the test cases. So check for the date format MMDDYY or DDMMYY. Definitely you he mentioned it this way, right? So verified it is allowing or not, and then check for greater than 12. So when you enter more than 12, how it is handled? Verify date is greater than 31. Date 31 should not be accepted the month or should accept for the odd number. That is not valid somehow because it is not always, right? All odd number or even number is not always 30. It is for up to June. That is also wrong. This test cases. So that test case going to be rejected. Because why? Because think about January. January is odd, and then March is odd. April May is odd, June, July, August, both are 31. Then September, August. So some always not is acceptable. So month is not always like that. So definitely it's general knowledge we can do. It might be rejected. So suppose here I wrote down is fine, and then we check it, we review it, and then we said like, oh, okay, better way we can rewrite this one, and then check the leap year 30 and 31st date for February month. Not 30 and 31st. It is 29 and 30 is good enough, because 30 and 31st both are same data. Because boundary values, if we check, definitely leap year is going to be 28, 29 and 30, 28, 29 and 30. So that way, so when they write down, we need to recheck it. So you're fine. You said like, okay, my test is done. I wrote down 5 test cases. This is for good for date field. So another tester, another company, they might he use it more techniques, more details to find out those. Suppose like enter invalid date, valid month, valid year, based on the DDMMYY, and then he wrote down the all combination, and then valid date, invalid, so on, whatever we have the permutation combination on binary format. So he tried to put it, and then also he put it invalid for a blank, as a blank. Suppose Pizza Hut, if we have this, and then how we can handle this. Suppose we have it might be a blank, and then when we come, and then also it handle this for blank. So expected result is it will show the error message, re-enter date under the text box, and then text box itself is going to be pink, link, red, and exclamatory sign will be displayed. So this is validation for all invalid date data. So that way you can write down, okay, this is your testing, but definitely it is feature level, and feature level means, and also you do have test cases. So this, sometimes if it is too details for your company said like, no, okay, go to a little high level, don't need to go through that detail, and then just a couple of combination is fine, then that format is fine as well too. So depends on how you, it is depends on how you can write down, how you can take it on your um, test cases. So, and definitely invalid means, yeah, February should not be, leap year should not should be 29 should be allowed, and then year should be go like that way, and then it is depends on like how you can communicate, how what types of field you are using. It has multiple fields, 3 fields is involved, or 1 field, or you have a calendar. So if you have a calendar, definitely these test cases will not applicable. You need to write down the separate format, because you cannot enter, you need to click, and then that way the date format, I would say to you how you can verify this typo year. What you need to verify, um, here you are selecting tomorrow's date, and then immediately it came, no, maybe a little bit more, okay, go ahead, and then for the selection, when you write down the test cases and you click here, and then definitely it will not allow to select less than or previous than today's date. So what I'm trying to say here, do you see it is disabled? That it should be the functionality you need to check, the always it's going to be grayed out from your system date, from your current system date, not system date. Another word you need, system date is all our system date, but current system date. That means you are not able to you select. So you can write down the test cases like that way, on that way. Verify you are able to select from date, or write down verify from date field, you are able to select previous date or not from current date, like that. Whatever you are writing, the ultimate goal is when the people will read that sentence, they will understand what you are testing. And then in that time, when you have how you can if you need to verify, there is definitely you cannot put test data because you are not able to enter it. But what is the validation? If you need this, uh, not always need to take the screenshot if it is working. If it is not working, that is the main time mostly we are using. But sometimes for confirmation or successful login, there is a pop-up is showing. That time you can take the screenshot. Every step you don't need to take the screenshot. In that case, test data is there is no test data is right of now previous selection date, because you are not able to select the data. You cannot send even any data, so it's not clickable. So you can also take a screenshot for that. Oh, that is blocked icon is showing. That is fine also. And also another one is same way the what is called the to return date. So return date should not be also it should not be less than 2 days date. You cannot go by same way from date to date. So another test case you can write down. Anybody you can tell. So another test case also you can write down beside this from system date. What it would be? Any idea?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Huh?
Is it
Question is I wrote down the test cases. Okay, verify from date. User not able to select the date from less than current date. User is not able to select verify. User is not able to select the date from current date or from current system date. So that is one validation you did. Definitely future date you able to select, right? That is a functionality by mouse. And then return date is also return date should not be also less than your system date. Correct. I'm saying, do you need to write down another test case or another verification? Any idea? Okay. If you don't have, so I would say, suppose I'm selecting here. So now return date, I'm trying to select future date from return date. Then what will happen? It will deselect by default. It will deselect the return date because you already enter a new date. That is also it should be, or maybe it is allowing, but when it is allowed, it will return your date is going to be null or blank by default when you select that date, right? So that's mean you need to take it also. So when you click here and then 3 to 5, so suppose you change the plan, so you don't want to, you want to go to the next week, you select 10, and then after that it got selected. When you come, you select here, but this is got deselect as well. Another one you need to test also. What? The suppose you put the system date, right? System date here. So that is fine. So another test is return date. Verify return date should not be less than departure date. Return date should not be less than departure date. So that's mean when you click here, you want to travel February 10. Now you did you are you able to select previous date from 10? No, because it's prevented you. So that's why also the calendar when you have that time you can write down the test cases. So verify user is not able to select um, from date less than return date or greater than um, return date. So both you need to write down, and that way you can verify, you can cover it more and more. So you need to practice on it, otherwise you will might get forget. And then here you already saw it, that this is the test cases. This is the test cases for enter invalid data, invalid month, invalid year, and then for all combination we already. So let's check out like how many. So Year has maximum limit of the date, and then maximum limit of the month, and then year maximum limit number with the field of 29. So I'll share with you this combination you can go through, and then you can make it the blank combination as well. So enter 0 before the single digit number in date or month, because month has a single and then date has also single. How it is handled, because it is saying DDMMYY. So we definitely you should not able to enter those, even even though here as well on Pizza Hut it will throw the error message. So if something is related to any other date, suppose one, and then it will show also error. If you put it there, and then it will go away, because now it is go away. If you remove, if you make it single digit, it is give you the error, because DD 2-digit needs. Anyhow, this guy wrote down the more test cases and more scenarios, more permutation combination he go through. Definitely it is through test and detail test, and that one is little high level test. It is depends on your company's needs or whatever. But the thing is, always remember, if suppose Sangam is saying, okay, write down the test cases, you write down these test cases, and then he said, no, I said like scenario, write down the scenarios. So what is the scenarios it will be? Anyone? You wrote down the feature level test cases, but okay, what is going to be like scenario level? Any idea?
Step by step, how you gonna do it?
No. That is step is different. I'm saying, remember, I said scenarios. Scenarios is what is functional level, right? Functional. Oh, I'm validating overall 10,000 feet overview, validating the date format. So date format, how you validate, how you verify, how you test, it is your details. But steps is definitely, step is different. This one is step is single steps, like, oh, enter this value. It is not like I'm not going through the create account. A lot of steps is there. Oh, enter email, enter this, enter blah blah blah. Not like that. But feature level step is not like, oh, okay, log in fast and then go through this, and every field you are repeating again and again, login, 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 login. It is not a good sign. Always try to redundancy, avoid the redundancy. Redundancy means, suppose you're testing something, when you write down the steps again and again, write down something like that way. Okay, you are testing send email, and then definitely prerequisite you can write down, on the prerequisite field, user should able to successful login, and then custom page should be available, or a home page should be available. And then from home page you can click custom page, custom, and then custom will pop up the custom window for Gmail. So this is defined state. I'm saying you need to remove repetition, redundancy. Always remember, because otherwise the test is going to be very boring, and a lot of things is going to be distracted. So write down the test step like that way, where you are going. Suppose you are doing sign out functionality testing. Definitely you are not putting the enter URL, enter username, enter password, enter login, and then from another step is sign out. So you can write down the sign out functionality. You can write down, okay, prerequisite, user able to successfully login, and then first step is from home page, click sign out button. You will click sign up button. Maybe it will pop up, are you sure you want to sign up, or yes or no, or maybe it will close your session. So it is depends. If you have another page is open, and then you can put the second step, oh, please click yes, and then done. Then nothing, step is done. But expectation is definitely log out should be successful. So in the invalid, how you can invalid, how you can other invalid, you need to test. So you can click drop down button, sorry, not drop down, something like a back button. If you see back button and then you still log in, that means cache issue. That means your session is not getting expired. When you sign in, session is not being erased from the system. That is the problem. That is the huge problem. The huge problem is you are sign out somewhere, some companies, and then somebody come later, and then when he go back, and then he saw it, you are already logging your banking, and then he will transfer your money, and then make your account is so difficult to handle, and then take out the money, and then definitely nowadays they will inform, but it could be occur, it could be not with the banking, it could be occur for some other issues. Even though when you take out, definitely session going to be removed, or a checkout box or check box going to be all going to be empty. So those things, validation point depends on the what is called, depends on the functionality. So I would try to say why I'm writing this. This is as a tester, write down the test cases. So that's why I said, like, okay, if we are go to the scenarios, you can go positive scenarios, you can go negative scenarios. So positive scenarios, you can write down, verify that valid date are accepted in the specified format only. Specified format means you do have a specified format. Maybe your company, another company might have different format. In India, in Bangladesh, we have a different format. We don't use American format. We use DDMMYY. So anyhow, this is depends on. So you can write down, this is all test data is going to be all valid test cases is going to be under this scenario, and then all invalid test cases is going to be under this scenario. Suppose verify that invalid date are not accepted. Um, just you verify, you will just wrote down, and then this is your scenarios. So this means here is one is to many relationship. So that way you can isolate, okay, this is the scenarios, this is the scenarios you uh, need to point it. So when you have test cases, when you write down the test cases, and then here for definitely uh, for your test, you can write down your test cases, they are valid and invalid. So valid, maybe if you have a multiple test cases, you can do, and invalid, definitely you have lot of things. So and then expectation is almost invalid for all is same, but depends on your state. Suppose here everywhere is showing invalid, but definitely here is defined. Why it is defined? Because for existing one defined, for invalid one invalid, existing one also invalid too, but the status is different. If you write down test.com, and then it is showing, try again. No, not this one. This is feature level, because I wrote down bottom here. That's why feature level validation is not doing. So here, did you see it is not popping up your error message? It is showing on the level account already exists, reset password. So that message will display for existing one. But if it is not exist, if it is invalid, definitely if you take it out that dot, and then it is invalid too, and then now it is goes away. This is the expectation. So expectation is this. So go through some test cases how you can write down for Pizza Hut, and then we can give you the um, example for this assignment. So a lot of people write down the test cases, but I would say I like this one. Okay. So let's get started. This is example. This is for test cases for Pizza Hut as well. So here he wrote down a lot of things like a logo, project name, module, test designed by, date by. I would say it is depends on your company. Definitely, if you are reporting, then it is fine. But logo or project name, they can put it for in general for regression. They can put it this name, and then module this name, release version they can write down for regression test suite. But for fresh one, maybe you might not need to all of those, because this is for us, this is for Rahat Ujjaman, maybe they might have this one as another column for designed by whom, or run by, or executed by, executed or executed by, and they can put the columns, separate columns, not here, because when we working at the company, 4 or 5 people, definitely, if we have 100 test cases, each of 20 test cases of each, 5 people can divide it, and then they can run, and then definitely lead will assign first 20 for one person, second 20 for another person, and then it will come, and then you will find as a assigned by. You can sort by assigned by. Suppose here you do have a comments section, you do have, or maybe another columns, you can use it as a executed. So we'll show you executed by. So executed by Rahat. This one executed by Russell. So that way, I just wanted to show you how can you. So how can you go ahead? This is like Farhana. So this is Farhana, and then like that way. So how when you have this, and then you want to check it, okay, which one is assigned to me? Definitely under the test data, and you put the filter on it, and then when you go, and then you want to check it only your one, not for all. So if you are, if Farhana want to check it by herself, and then check box, and then, oh, okay, so which test case I have assigned? I have assigned a number 3 test cases, which one is verify user registration when email field is empty. So that's mean you just verifying those, and then these test cases assigned by you. Definitely, if another person, suppose the Rahat is open, and then Rahat said, okay, I want to check mine one, so on his laptop, and then he can sort it by his assigned test cases, and then he can open and then sort it by himself, and then run it, and then that is make for him good. And then another way, he can put it fail and or pass, whatever this depends on, and then also you can put another sort for pass or fail, and then it will which one is already exist, or you what already, it will go away, and then will display it. So like that way. So let's clear this, and then this is the test case ID he wrote down. So Pizza Hut, he started with 2 characters for Pizza Hut application, application name, project name, and then this is the function for registration or create account. He can put CA or ACC, anything, or registration is fine as well. So 1, 2, so that way it is standard way. If you write down TC0102, it is also fine, no problem. I would say this is personal. If you have a lot of functionality, and then definitely it will give you good picture. Just change your function. That's it. And then this is the steps. So as like enter your email address. Suppose did you see the first one is verify successful navigation to create account page. You able to access or not? And then where from home page should be displayed when you enter the URL. The test data could be you enter your URL here. Suppose from your page. So this is your Control A, all select, and then right click, and then copy, and then you put as a enter if you need so. So test data you can write down like that way, Control V, and enter it, and then you will see your URL is there. You can make it like that way. It's fine. Wrapping. So and then click joint link. So that is the one thing, one step, nothing else. So successfully navigation, create account page. That is your expectation. And then there is no poster condition right now. It's fine. Actual result. Always remember when you write down test cases, don't write down test actual result and status and comments. When you execute that time, if it is fail, then execute it. If it is not fail, then you can put working as expected shortcut, and then put as a pass. If you find out anything, and then you can actual result, okay, you can write down status is failed because create account button is not responsive. Actual result is user not created. user not created, and then comments, you can put it create a button is not responsive, or you can also here you can write down create button is not responsive. It is also fine for that scenario or for creating. This is the step should be like that. It's very clean, and then one step is enter email address. For it is, even though it is a functional level, means scenarios is create account, verify create account with valid data, registration. So all are valid. So that's why all are valid. We enter it. So Rahat, this is the email address, password, confirm, first name, last name, enter phone, and then check agreement, check robotic captcha, and then click create account. So both all are required fields, not optional fields. So this is all are required fields. Also you can write down verify valid with valid data. You can write down verify user registration with required field, valid data. So valid data with required field. So both way you can do. And also you can write down verify user registration with valid data and required field. And another combination you can write down verify user registration, valid data, and in optional field. So that time your step is going to be more. And then you can use it verify for negative scenarios, verify user registration with only optional fields, or with optional data, or optional fields is better. Optional fields, that time you are not touching anything, you are just putting in optional fields only, and then try to hit click account, it is got created or not. That is your functional level here, how it is handled. But feature level, when you write down, then write down starting like that. So user verify when email field is empty, or I would say another test cases you can write here. But what is he wrote down? He wrote down for only for email address here. Verify user registration invalid email format. Okay, that is another one. And then another one he missed it. So what, you just enter it here, and then what will happen? This is actually you want to invalid, after that you need to do so if you want like that, you can delete that option. Suppose I wanted to between 12 and 13 and enter. So then select 13, enter it, and then here you can write down verify user registration with existing, right, email. Not verify, not user registration, not user registration, verify email field is better. Verify email, sorry, email field error message. Email field error message for is better, I believe, for existing email address. So what will happen? Email, this is what is the expected? Expected is you already saw it here, whatever you wrote down here, right? So what is the expectation? You can just copy and paste. That is your expectation. Definitely it will pop up. If it is not designed, and definitely business requirement document will show or specify what error message will displayed. So control tab, okay. So if another shortcut I will tell you in the meantime, I did something. So control tab, if you did, then we have multiple files there opened, but I do have two Excel file. One is for here, one is for another one. So if you want to switch very quick one Excel file to another Excel file, just use CTRL control plus tab, control plus tab, switch Excel file. switch Excel file. So it is easy shortcut. So when you don't use Windows tab or Alt tab, it will go different. Windows tab is like that, and then that way you'll see all opened windows like that way. And then from there also you can click. But it is shortcut is if you navigate from only the Excel file, then Control tab. Anyhow, this is I remember now, and then after that let's go another one. It is this. So here verify existing. So then what will happen? So this is the error message. So here you can write down. So you can write down error message should be displayed. This is their expectation, and then this is the same thing. You just make it, and then Control V. Definitely, suppose it is already exist ABC, and then suppose definitely we already knows this already done by tester. So this is the same. Enter email address, and so email address need existing email. That's fine. Or user email. If you wrote down user email is fine. So needs existing user email. So that way, this is the test case you are updating, and then you pointing there. You wrote down today. You may have coverage more, and then another one. I'm going through one, and then it will make you more clear. Like suppose for finish first for email address, and then you can write down the other one as well. So user registration valid is empty. User registration invalid email format. So invalid email format, in that case, when you this is critical. This test cases is you need to get check with what? Check with multiple test data. It is not like okay, this is only the invalid. Invalid could have lot of way. So that way, as much as you can, you find out okay how much combination it could be, or dot missing, at the rate missing, or maybe some other symbol, or maybe they put a lot of other ways. Suppose Russell, and then you can put to gmail.com, something like that. So yeah, because user error, user could put anything, because as a user perspective, not like always intentionally, unintentionally a lot of things is got entered, and then it's need to verify that is covered or that is handled properly. So definitely here is not one data, but you don't need to document at all for all, but definitely when you go over there, and then here you need to test. Don't go through write down. Definitely we don't have a possible to write down more than 100 combination or 1,000 combination. We don't need to, but I would say just put some combination which is related. It is fine. One data is fine and another data is fine. But when you definitely test, don't use only this data. Use another set of or a couple of set of test data, which one is invalid as well, and then check it all are handled by error message, all are properly handled or not. So feature level, what you verify? One field you can write down when field is empty, when field is invalid, when field is exist, and also there's another one is where is that characters. This is the boundary values. Like he wrote down like that. So I don't. My recommendation, you could write down this, but it's better to have instead of 3 test cases. Suppose they are saying length is less than this is password field actually. He wrote down password field. Let me check. Or password field. So there is another one, I would say another one you can write down verify boundary values, right? Always, every text field, always try to verify. This is very common, always, because lot of bugs is remaining. It depends on the business to business though. Verify boundary vendor analysis for email fields or email address. It's fine. Whatever you write down is fine. So boundary value analysis, and then in that time, definitely you enter your email address. You wrote down the same, and my recommendation is this. Then if you don't know, suppose we assume 50 characters. We assume here is user not allowed more than 50 characters. So here you can write down one test data for um, 50 characters. 50 characters. Just I don't want to write down here email address, and then here. So you see when I enter, it's going to the second option. How I go to the next one? So you just double click and then go to the all the way down, and then alt or enter, and then it will go to the second one. So 49 characters email address, and another one is 51, and third one is 51 characters email address. So you need to enter it. You can write down here also, which just count on the Notepad Plus. I will recommend it to you, everyone. Install Notepad Plus on your local. It will give you a lot of flexibility. You don't need to save always, because Notepad is you need to save, otherwise it will go away. But it will if you have a Notepad Plus Plus, just because I'm jumping one into another, I know, but sometimes everything is not coming uh, on the mind. So always use it. Notepad Plus Plus download when you click, and then everybody is very good software and it's freeware. And then click that and then or go to download button, and then after that they have a previous version and latest version. So when you click download, and then immediately it will pop up save, and then you just save and then double click, and then uh, run it as it is. Then it will open, and then after that, and then here why I'm using this. So if you're writing something, and then immediately you will see here column is showing there how many characters is there. So suppose if you select here, and now you see this is 14 characters already written, because by default one space is counting and at the end. So that way you can write down that character is like that way, the rate email.com. So definitely it went to the more. So close it. It's making like that. So this is 50 characters. So here is showing 50. Now we are able to just put it there. It's fine, because we are doing validation for boundary values. And then another one is check it because it is enable or not. So like that. So definitely what is, so when you enter it, it will allow, and then now it will show. Now it is allowing, because it has more than 50 characters. Maybe it has 100. We don't know how much it is go so on. Did you see it is in production too, but it is more than 100, or maybe couple of hundred it has. So in that case, if your business requirement document is not showing what is the validation, maybe they said, oh, it is known bug. It is a known bug because they said like, okay, we are not creating email address on our application. It will come to the third party. Suppose like Gmail is responsible for the email characters, or Yahoo is responsible for email characters, or maybe another third party is responsible. That's why even though it is boundary value is not analyzed, it is a defect. And then you definitely, when you write down the test cases, and then your boundary value, if you have it is not mentioning, just I'm assuming has 50 characters, so that's why I wrote down. But if it is not, your business requirement document is not saying anything about that, you can put a heads up. Hey, I got a one issue on email field. We don't have any boundary values. Should we allow infinity, or should we put it limited? suppose like 100 characters maximum or 200 maximum, because I'm seeing like as much as I'm able to write down 256 or more than like that. It is allowing, so it is okay, or it is fine. They said like, okay, put it as a very low. If developer got time, priority wise, they will work. Otherwise it is a lot of effort. They don't have time, they don't have budget. So even though it is non issue, it is going to the production, they don't care, because business is not hampering, because create account is not hampering for how many people has more than that characters. So it is for that business. But definitely password also, password is saying minimum 6 characters, and then case sensitive. So that means it is not saying any combination of what is called special characters, or what is the maximum values. It is not mentioning. When you do the same boundary values analysis, definitely you need to you can create a boundary value analysis, and then test data should be 6, or you can write down the test cases. Okay, boundary value analysis for minimum, boundary value analysis for maximum. You can write down 2 test cases as well. It is upon to you. Nobody will prevent you, oh, that is wrong. It is ultimately ultimate thing is how you test, what you are testing, and then that is document properly, and then coverage is perfect. It is not like one sentence you are writing and then testing everything. It is not also good. But definitely you can write a document minimum minimum value boundary value analysis, maximum number of value analysis. So max number, minimum number you can do, but you can write down. But don't go through. I'm not saying don't write down the test cases for. Okay, you can write down, nobody will prevent, but it will unnecessarily make you a lot of test cases. So suppose you are write down verify write down test cases for as 5 characters password, verify write down test cases for 6 characters, verify write down test cases password fill for 7 characters. So boundary value is done. But you are write down 3 test cases for boundary value. It is for unnecessary, because you might write down for, if you find out, oh, okay, a minimum is allowing, or a maximum is allowing, then you can write down this is the test data, this is the 6 characters test data, and definitely I should get the expectation is if I put less than user should, and system should not allow, but expectation actual result is system is allowing less than 6 characters. So that is your expectation. So that way you can write down test cases, and then you will feel more comfortable. We will discuss more and more. It is not I definitely for one class. It is now it's 2 o'clock. I will today is going to be a lot of hours already done, but I would say it's going to be continue for next Sunday as well, because as a tester we need to get more familiar, but start writing, otherwise you will feel discomfort when you get the actual job, and then that way easy they can find out. And then all 4 5 application, not if you able to write down the test cases, just one field, go through one field, and then another field, if you get the context, and then definitely you can write down all other combination as well. But best is you need to get the your brain work, how you need to think, how you need to enter those document, how you need to write down those test cases for that. And then that way you can find out, oh, okay, you feel comfortable, we will review together, and then what mistake it will happen, what is not, we will show you. And then definitely I would say just keep practice on it. Write down the test cases, anyone, suppose like I would say start with Walmart create application, uh, uh, then start with that, put assignment on it, and write down the test cases for create account in Walmart. uh, okay, so this way you can get more, because a lot of fields is there, and then you need to think, and then yeah, easily. Now when we will discuss later also, like how we can think about your drop down, how can you think about your other fields. Suppose today we discuss details with the date fields and the email fields and password fields. So write down other fields as well, and then that way your brain should work. Because right now, if I give you the good test set for test cases, any application, you will see, and then you will copy paste, and then when actually you need to write down the test cases for your own application, and then with that defined functionality, you will not able to write it. Because even though if you write, and then you will get confused, oh, only small amount of number of test cases you write, because business always want more number, because they like it. And then definitely when you work, it is more like okay, detail oriented. Like always when they ask for, you need a detail oriented person. When you write down more details and then thinking about different way, and then you can do it. But always remember, when you write down test cases, I'm repeating again, you are testing one thing at a time, not multiple things. It is scenario could be like that, but test cases will be one thing. So any question, anyone?
Brain jam now, Rasa. Nothing is working.
Thank you so much. I'm also I talk like non-stop for long hours, but that is for all you guys. Definitely, we working hard in the short time, and then that effort is going to be good for all when you keep practice. Otherwise, if you are not practicing it, and then it will go away from your brain, and then my effort is going to be lost. So definitely, everybody is. I know everybody has family and work, but besides that, keep practice on it. Keep work on it, and then you will feel like where is the problem, and then how you need to write, and then we will go through one by one, discuss with each other um, uh, work, and then that way we will get thinking like, oh, okay, what is the amateur, what is the professional, what is the lackage between. We need to make you professional like that. But right now we all are amateur. Definitely we'll go keep practice on it. We'll get uh, more comfortable, more confidence wise. We will get more confidence to writing the test cases. Anybody will tell, oh, no problem, I saw it. A lot of people have issues like that. Even though they work on one or two projects, they could not able to write down like that way. So anyhow, thank you for all joining this class, and keep practice. Happy weekend, and see you on next class. Bye for now.